Hello and welcome, Draft League fans. We're doing some power rankings today for DPL. Then later we're going to do some DLWC watch through, but for now, we got DPL. I'm going to go ahead and link the stream in my Discord server, link down below. Also linked down below is the DPL server. If you want to spectate this season, it's always a great time to spectate DPL.
You should harass some of the captains. I think that would be funny if you decide to join.
Yeah. Today, I am joined by doogal and loqp, two captains in this tournament, so it'll be fun doing PRs with them.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Yep. Let me just link this also in DPL server. DPL uploads. Boom. Draft Premier League power rankings, all caps. So fire. Alright.
Are we gonna start
joining?
left or right? I guess.
Yeah, just left to right seems simple enough. Or I guess, Dougal, since you are gonna have to go eventually, maybe we could start with your team, and then
That's fine with me.
work the other way.
Do you want me to like begin with that or?
Well, just wait a little bit for people to join the stream, I think. What's up,
Gotcha.
Darkrai? What's up, Isa? Hey, Doki the Uncut. That's a wagon fruit, by the way. The goat. Ranked by username quality only? I don't think we can do that.
I feel like my team's username quality is pretty good. We got the Rage, you know, that's a pretty fire name.
The Rage 77, no less.
Yeah.
Then you have
Does that mean-
Hawktua, the guy.
No.
Hawktakua.
That's what like Nathan was calling him like the whole time we were discussing him. He didn't know how to pronounce it, so he just said Haltua.
What's up, Obi? What's up, Clies? I think we could probably start now. We got some decent people in the chat. So we're gonna start with Dino Crisis because Dougal has to go eventually. But after that, we're gonna go left to right, I think. So tell me a little bit about your team, Dougal.
Alright, so like I think a lot of people pointed this out, but our XP is like super strong. Probably, or I think it's the strongest in the draft. I mean, it's definitely one of them, if not, could like, you know, Zoot had super strong showings, especially in DPL last season. Then we have Lax and Cats, and like, you know, those three like you know, it's
yeah,
like,
very star-studded.
yeah, that gives us like a really good chance of winning, you know, the weekend XP. Then we have Nala, and like he really popped off in Draft League World Cup. Like he's currently undefeated on the team in the finals, so it's like I valued him for that. Like, you know, I know it's like, you know, one tour, but like I think it was like that good of a performance, and he played every tier. So like that helped.
Bit of a flex slot, maybe. You could also potentially like double up the SV slot if you really want to. Like you have really great SV support, so
That was honestly the plan. Like I don't think there's gonna be a week where we're like, you know what, we're not gonna double up XP.
Yeah.
It would make sense for this draft.
I've heard so many things about most of your SV players.
Yeah, so Darkrai's asking who's playing old gens for Dino Crisis. Like I know post mids A12 can slot into Oras or anything really.
Sammy's gonna do Usam?
Probably,
so, Sammy's gonna do Usam, and like he had like a lot of success in it in like, you know, smaller tours, but for 5K I feel like it's good. Zooch is also an Usam guy, like so he's somebody we could slot in there, you know, a week if we need to. Boat can play at any gen, so like I imagine like he'll move around like a lot. The Rage is a Usam guy too, and we got Hawk to play Orats for a bit.
Yeah, I've actually I think we were both bidding on Takua. This guy was actually pretty good. I was watching his replays. I wanted to get.
He showed me like his replays in the most recent like Orats Smog like draft tour, and like he beat some like pretty good players too. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe he either beat Chip or Darkrai. I don't remember which one. I know it was one of the two. So and like the win was like really impressive. Oh, it was Chip. Yeah. Like it was his most recent game too. So like I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a chance on that guy.
Yeah, definitely worth like a chance on a lot of these guys. A lot of your old gens are like the 5Ks, the like lower price guys
Yeah.
that could
Right.
potentially have some upside, which is not a bad way to do it. Just hyperstack SV and roll the dice on the old gens.
Yeah, and Nathan is gonna play Usum 1 week on his birthday week because his birthday is April 1st. So that
Are
week
you?
Nathan's gonna play.
So yeah, so you're gonna play most of the games, and Nathan's gonna play his birthday week.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
probably gonna play, and I'm gonna either
Yeah.
do SB or Sword and Shield. Like,
Yeah, I think you guys can definitely do good, as long as like the old gen guys pop off. So I'm sure like having help from your experience will be crucial to the old gen guys.
yeah, and I also want to mention Hydra. Like that guy's a goat. Like he's super active. We teamed with him
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And I think he's also like really improved as a player. Like, you know, I seen him in like, you know, some tours and like in some leagues, like in XP. So I think he was definitely worth it. And for the price, like I would have been willing to spend even a bit more than I did. So
Yeah.
like I love Hydra.
I agree with this guy. Yeah.
Always nice when
Yeah.
you can grab someone you actually wanted for cheap. Yeah.
That was that's for a lot of them. Like Boet's is somebody like I really wanted since like you know we were like announced as captains, because I felt like he's had really good showings in like every gen in the Smog draft tours. I don't get why he's kind of a meme though. Like I don't know what it is like that, because I don't think it's because of his playing ability, and he seems pretty chill.
Well, like it took a long time for Undead to shake that from his like what's it called, like reputation of being the meme guy. Like it took quite a few tours of him actually doing well for him to start going for more price.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the case here. Who's to say?
But like overall, like I'm really happy like with the team we got. Like I like everybody.
Yeah, I think you have like maybe 3 slots where you'd be favored against the majority of the pool, being obviously your SV top 3 slots. Zuch could like flex a little bit, but I think he's best in SV, so probably just keep him there. Yo, J Ricky, what's up? The other ones you really have to roll the dice. I think hoping for like 2 dice rolls out of the other 5 slots is not that much to ask for. Assuming that your top 3 guys are gonna win most of the games.
That was my thinking. Like, let's say we play 4 XP games and we win 3 of them, then we just have to win 1 low tier gen to like force the tiebreak at worst. And if we win 2 of them, we win the week. You know?
Yeah.
So,
like ties or wins, both will get you points. So. You just don't want to lose.
Right. Exactly.
Hey Blue, what's going on? What's a DPL? Who's to say? You're just going to look through the teams and ranking tiering at the end. I think that's probably wise, right? So we have some frame of reference. Blue-sided, yep. Losing is bad. Who knew? Okay, so we went over your team. At this point, you want to go right to left? Could do that.
Yeah, let's
We
go.
did well. Yeah.
Yeah, we're already
That
over
team,
here.
that slime season is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So slime
Their
season.
logo is fire. Though.
Oh yeah, great logo. Captained by Marshy and Dawn Midst. All right. So 2 captains kind of on the way up in the scene, I think.
Yep. I think Dawn's been performing much better recently.
Yeah, Dawn is coming off a pretty good ORAS season in DCL, and then Marshy is coming off of a MVP season in one of the like lower tier team tours, EPC. So will that translate to DPL? We'll see. Pardon the Eruption is an actual team. Wow, so true. Is Blue gonna be stupid in my chat the whole time, or just parts of it?
Maybe
who's to say?
Skrelpy 10 will be stupid in chat too. That would be awesome.
That would be so awesome. Shout out to Marshy in the chat. Okay, so this team, really interesting stuff, right? Toxic went here. I don't think anyone is surprised by that, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he went for that little. I think that's a good price for him. I expected people to overbid Toxic way more than that.
I think that is a good price.
I think he's a great player. And the Swish pool, it was very shallow.
Yeah, relatively shallow Swish pool.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great deal for them.
Mm-hmm. It's like one of those high price people that is even more expected to win, judging from the pool quality overall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for 24.5, I think that's a completely fair price. Rob Jr. for 17.5. This is less than he's gone for in the past, I think, right?
Yeah, that's a really good price for Rob.
Yeah, I think his last few seasons weren't as good as he was in the past. So, reasonable small price drop.
Yeah, and for their Oras, right?
Yeah, he should be a really strong Oras guy.
Yeah, they have strong
I hear
Oras with...
he's not the most active though, so I feel like that could have an impact on his price.
He is not. They do have like activity on the rest of the team to patch it up. Like I've had Hopeless in the but like apparently they're just like on VC like 24/7 too.
Oh yeah, Hopeless is like he never shuts up. I'm pretty sure, but they do have like the option to double Oras with Rob Jr. plus AM22. I think AM22 had a availability thing. I might be wrong on that.
I didn't know how much he was like still playing. That's why I was kind of hesitant to bid on game.
Yeah, after last season, Porygon Squad too.
Yeah,
more free. So he is free. Yeah. Like there's no like game issue. They also have Don Miss or
Yeah, so he's allowed to play every week.
AM can also play you some. Pretty sure he can play Swish too.
Yeah.
So these guys have like the old gens covered.
And if they really want to, if AM's busy or whatever wants to play another gen, they can also double up with Rob Jr. and Don Miss in Oras if someone picks that against them. Also completely fair thing to do. Yeah, we have loqp in the chat. Or in the VC.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, Blue was asking. Anyways, I think they low-key got the steal of the draft in Apologies for 5k.
I thought you were gonna say Calf. Like I rate him like really highly actually.
Oh, Kaif?
Yeah, Kaif. I see like he had like that Fire Sun draft and was it draft the World Cup? Like I think he's
it was
really
World Cup and DCL. He drafted the exact same team of 8.
Yeah, I think he's pretty fire. Like I kind of wanted to get him, but like again, like he's only at SB, and I feel like we have those slots still.
Yeah, for sure. But Apologies is like my teammate from World Cup, the first one, and he's really good. Honestly, we probably should have got him, but we ran out of slots taking people that we also wanted. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're expecting Apologies to go for like 15k, but there's only so much budget to go around. Yeah, exactly. Like, eventually, there's gonna be people that fall through the cracks, and they're just gonna get picked up for 5k at the end of the draft. Apologies was that guy.
Right.
So it's a really nice steal for that guy. Also, you have like Fredazi for 5, which is high upside, but he doesn't really play draft. He's more of a Smogon ADV player, but he's very good at that SPL caliber stuff like that.
I feel like Hopeless went for a lot more than like I was expecting him to.
Yeah, 30k for Hopeless is a lot, especially considering he's also doing the Citrus Tour, and he's prepping for Worlds probably, or like VGC events in general.
I think Hopeless was definitely the surprise of the draft. I was talking to Hopeless. Like I was so it's like Trick of Eye and Slime Season. I was like both picking on him. It was basically me and Don. Might have put in a low too much. At some point, I had like not a lot of sleep in me. Might have went, might have been a little less. But I know Don teamed with him in US South, and Hopeless was super active. He was building people teams. He was mocking everyone. I think this guy's potential is through the roof. And like, even if he's in multiple tours, he always finds a way to be active. He always finds a way to like be in VCs and do stuff for other tours. Like, it feels like this guy's like on ×2 speed.
True, actually.
And like super great guy for activity too.
It makes sense, right? They have like past synergy with them. They know he works well with Dawn, stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
a lot, but I don't think it's necessarily a fuck up. Might
I wasn't
be,
calling it a fuck up. I would just I just didn't go into the draft thinking he would be one of the 30K
Yeah.
players, you know.
Yeah, I totally get
And
that.
but like if he fits with you and like you have the budget, like go for him.
Yeah, and
you know?
especially
Yeah, exactly.
because this is one of the teams that only has one captain slot, so they have an extra
Mhm.
25k to their
Exactly.
budget. So like if you're gonna spend on anyone, maybe Hopeless is like reasonable for this team core.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some other options available, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Nerf for 9.5. I mean, that's a pretty good pickup, I think. Just a solid
Mhm.
player for a solid price. Ethan with a B, maybe high upside, but maybe more so a backup player. Who knows, though?
That feels like the right price for him.
Yeah. Let's see. So, like, they have strong Oras. They have really strong Swish. SV, though, maybe if Kaif is not able to, like, really pop off again this season, which
Yeah.
I think is, like, pretty unlikely, to be honest. He might prove me
He needs
wrong, of
to
course,
hit
but
misses.
yeah, I don't think he'll be able to get the same Sun team again, because it was, like, Tusk Moon, and I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
combination is just not possible in today's climate. Like, there were 2 draft pools with Turtle Moon, so, and I don't think they ever got a Tusk. Like, I don't think they slotted a Tusk in the draft, so he's gonna have to go out of his comfort area.
Hmm. I'm sure he's a decent player though. I'm sure that it'll do good, and like I think people were starting to catch on to his play style. Like I was watching his
Yeah.
replays, because obviously like if we cover the World Cup games later, I played him, and like I was watching his replays. Or like very similar game paths.
Yeah, he
Or,
doesn't
like, on
have
his
much
good,
variability in his prep.
Yeah,
Like if you watch
he's
the
gonna be good
replays,
then.
it's pretty much always the same sets or very similar.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if this is guy, like some might say, it's like a Sun one trick kind of thing where he has one style that he's very good at, wins a lot of games with it. But once he's forced off of that, like in this tournament, like he most certainly will be, then
Yeah.
we'll see.
I think he will do good. Like
There's
I
upside,
think I have faith
yeah.
in him. Yeah.
And for
I
12.5,
think he's capable.
totally reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So Ballio World Tour. This is captained by Sage and Scribble. Also only have one captain slot in terms of like playing. So
Mhm.
you have to assume it's going to be Sage every week.
Yeah, and Sage. If Sage was in the pool, she'd probably be like the second or third highest like player.
Yeah, I think
She's that good.
easily. So yeah, Sage as a captain, really great in terms of like player quality. And then Sage and Scribble, they are like really good friends, so I have no doubt they're going to work well together. PZZ, 31k. This guy won pretty much everything last year, right? DPL, DLWC, like he won back to back. And then he also won the seasonal, right, up against Habita in the finals. And in that seasonal, he had a round 1 belly bolt, but he still won. Like, who cares? What a beast. But that was also aided from the fact that he got round 2 Meowscarada, which is not real. That's neither here nor there. But regardless, fantastic player, has really come into his own this past year or so. But didn't get nominated for Draft Player 2024, actual robbery.
I think definitely
so. Yeah.
really. I really wanted PZZ at the start of the auction, but like
Yeah.
he went for like a bit more than I thought he would. But I think he deserved it.
Yeah, like 31.
Super good
it
in
feels
SP and
high.
Sword Shield.
Feels
Yeah.
high, but it's not like, oh, that's an overpay. It's like a reasonable price,
Right.
but on the high side of it. Okay, and then Professor
when you only
Chipboard.
have-
Okay, go on.
And they only have the one captain, so like I feel like they had the extra budget to spend on him if they really wanted to.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the budget's there, may as well use it. And I think PCC, out of all the top tier guys, is the one that they're most like comfortable with in terms of like friends with them, stuff like that.
Yeah, they definitely did draft a lot of their friend group,
Yeah.
which does guarantee your synergy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chip went for like a lot more than I thought he would. Because
Yeah,
I think last season he went for under 10k. Like his run wasn't bad, but I think it was only like 4 and 3. and
Yeah.
like I didn't see anything that warranted that much of a price increase.
So like he
And
also
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
a decent
He had a great
DCL.
DCL.
Yeah.
Did he? Okay.
What was it? I can double check right now.
He went 5-2, I think, in DCL.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that'll do it.
Like that.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Gotcha.
And it's also there wasn't like any ORAS players left
Right.
at this week. It was like Sablo and him, and like many teams didn't have an ORAS player. So we knew that. Like I think it was like a bidding war between Turkavai and us, between Turkavai and
Yeah.
Ballio for about like 10K, which we were just like upbidding him.
Yeah, we wanted him too, but like I figured like Cats for like 25.5k would like the better deal because I think she's more likely to win like 6 games than he is. Maybe that assessment's wrong, but like I really that's just what I thought when like
Oh, there
we
you
came
go,
up
the
with it.
break. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like, it's pretty reasonable. Chip over 24 though, like judging from the DCL performance, it's like fair enough, right? Especially at the point in the auction they were at, like it's either chipboard or Sablo, and I think chipboard is like significantly better than Sablo, and Sablo still went for 20.5k. So like for 24, it doesn't seem that bad, you know. When you take a step back and look at the rest of the pool.
All right, like let's compare like him, Sablo, and like Rob Jr. Like I feel like Rob Jr. has the highest like ceiling of them, and he went for the least.
I think Rob Jr. has the highest ceiling, but maybe the lower floor just because like activity. So like if he doesn't win, then his activity doesn't he provides nothing, right? Well, like but he's the guy that's like maybe the most likely to like, go on a run out of like the 3 OS guys.
I don't think it's too far off though.
Yeah.
Cynical says Rob Jr.'s been going negative in everything though. Has he?
Rob Jr. in my mind
Like the
never
last
loses
four
a
or something.
game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did he play? He went 2-4 in DCL, and then last DPL. Let me pull it up on the other monitor.
4-2, I think. He went positive if I recall. 4-2 or 4-3.
Yeah, he went
But it's
4-2.
like,
So
if you
between the
play
two
OS,
tours, he's even.
Like when you play like a no gen, you usually play only the best players of this gen.
Yeah.
So it's not like you never get you rarely get like a new player that doesn't know the game as much.
Yeah, the
Like,
player
you rarely
pool
see-
in DCL ORAS was actually pretty high, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had like Zing, even Aberforth, like he really popped off that season, really contributed to the player pool, I think. You had yourself, loqp, Chipboard did really well. Maybe it drops off a little bit after that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think here like the pool was like, I think it's a lot of the ORAS players kind of, it felt like they were like concentrated on like the same teams, right? You guys have like you have Gypsy. I know Zing doesn't want to play ORAS, but like if he's usually like playing ORAS, and like you have 3 players that aren't available. Carson too. It made ORAS the ORAS pool feel very dire, but I think that the ORAS players in general in this tour are still decent.
Yeah, ORAS definitely wasn't exactly a shallow pool here by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
So you want someone that can compete. Like all these 3 can compete.
Because you get doubled. If you don't have good ORAS players, you're getting doubled on.
Yeah. Like
every time.
Yeah. Okay. That's also a fun thing about the format, right? If you just draft like 2 really good ORAS players, you can just double that into people that don't have good ORAS players, and it's like almost a guaranteed 2-0.
Because no one can support, right? If you don't have the good ORAS players, who's going to support? Is going to be a Gen 9 player making an ORAS team? It doesn't work.
Sometimes it's not quite that simple, but like in theory, it's like a major advantage. Like,
I gotta talk about something Ant just said. Dude, I said the same thing to Nathan about Monkey Boy. He would not let me get him.
Shout out to Monkey Boy.
Yeah, I needed Monkey Boy.
This team needs a Monkey Boy.
That's literally what I said every round.
The Sea of Blue.
I'm not even kidding.
Alright, so the rest of this team though, Tidal, I don't know too much about him.
She's like really active, and I think she's just like a friend group pick. Like I was talking to her before the auction, and like I did consider her, but like I think like it's like she's a synergy pick. But,
Good
like,
morning, Titles in the chat.
Yeah, what's that title? I actually don't
Yeah.
know that either.
Oh, Scribble
Yeah.
Scout must be good then.
Time for you to get
Yeah.
your name out there.
Yeah, I was talking to her
Get
for like a
known.
bit. And she like
Yeah.
like I had her like send me like her thought process and prep on like a build for a game she had, and I thought like she did a good job. So like she was under consideration for our team. It just didn't end up that way, But
Yeah,
I think
makes
she'll
sense.
be. I think she has potential.
Yeah, for 5K as well, like you may as well.
Yeah.
Kyle for 17.5. This guy had like a pretty decent comeback season last year. Like he won an award for like turning around his season. Like he started 0-3, ended 4-3, so 4 in a row.
Mhm.
And then DCL2, how did he do? Did he do well? Let me see. I think he did, right?
Yeah, I think he went like for 50% or something like that. But his team, like, he was not on a good team.
I
He
teamed
went
with
2 and
Kyle
3.
before, and he like really popped off on the team we're on. Like Kyle's a player where I think if he plays his best, he can beat like anybody. But
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
also have like the random like really like performances that like that aren't near his best, and he could like lose ugly. But
Maybe, yeah.
but I like Kyle. I think he's a good guy, and I think he is a good player.
Mm-hmm. You're looking at 17.5k though. That's also like really considerable, or like really close to like Zooch's price, and I think Zooch is like probably
More
on a
consistent.
different league to Kyle.
Yeah.
Too many nice people in this call. Where's the shit talking? Hey, join if you want. I'm just a nice guy.
I'm just not a shit talker. It's not in my DNA. I'm so sorry.
All right, hacker next. This guy is horrible. 6k overpay. Alleged #1 player in draft.
Player,
yeah,
right?
my ass.
And I think again, just like friend group synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best draft player of 2024. Don't get it twisted.
I remember like his last like DPL was pretty dire. Like he would drop like mid, but he was also on Boom, right? So
Oh, yeah.
not a great situation.
Yeah, I would want to be dropped from that team as well, Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the infamous game where he got swept by a no setup special.
Oh, the Zard.
Megazard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so funny, actually.
This guy was special.
I think hackers should probably go for more than 6k though.
You could make that argument, yeah. Like 6k is like a low price for such a well-known player. Drag me into the call. Will do. Where are you? There you are. What's up,
Cool.
Zing?
Zing.
Hello.
What's up? What's up? Alright.
Love,
Where are
bro.
we on right now?
Your Oras
We
went like
are-
0-10? Or Sun and Moon went 0-10? That's tough.
It was not hacker.
Yeah. Okay, so like the rest of this team though, I mean Aster J for 6k, you might be wondering to yourself, that's why is Aster going for 6k? He's just not in a Mons mood at all right now, and he's like activity locked to up to 2 games in the regular season.
So I have a question about that. Is it any 2 weeks or
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like he could play anytime. I guess it's just when he's in the mood for it.
Yeah, he said in his signups like really not motivated at all or whatever. Like 2 weeks max, and I probably won't even help prep anything. But hey, the upside is there, right? If Aster does decide to show up, great player.
Yeah, for sure. If he was like, fully motivated, he probably would have gone for like over 30k easily.
Yeah. I mean, Aster is one of the best teammates I've ever had when he's like really on his game.
Yeah, I remember when I joined Weekly Tough's Guild when we got eliminated. Aster was like non-stop speaking in the chat. He's like so active. He's a great builder, great player too.
Yeah, I mean, he eliminated my team from finals in DCL.
Yeah, he's also Canadian.
Yeah, shout out to Canada.
That's true, yeah. Canada just breeds good draft players for some reason.
Yeah. Wow, if I forgot me, shout out to Darkrai.
You didn't sign up, that's why we forgot you. We're so mad at you.
So mad. Anyways, Meta for 8k. This is a player with like high upside, but also a really low floor, I think. Like, we've seen him do really well, we've also seen him do very poorly. So, depends on which meta you're going to get this season.
But you have this many players, it's fine to take that risk. That's also true.
Yeah.
Have we talked about DUI yet? No, we're going right to left. We're being quirky. Not super active, but is a good player. Like, he can play the game, like, in the server. But I think,
Yeah.
like, maybe he's more reliant on his teams being really good. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, Meta was definitely someone that was like, you know, on our draft board in consideration.
Yeah. Then you have Aga here. This guy, I thought was, like, really good as, like, an option. This guy can kind of play any tier. He's kind of under the radar, like, low-key. He's on his come-up. He did pretty well in the GG Inc. And he's, like, relatively new, so I thought he would go for, like, 5k onto our team, but no such luck.
I was
bidding on
told they were just updating us L5, and they don't actually know who Aga is.
Well, they have Aga now, so they're gonna find out. I mean, I think he's good, but we'll see, of course.
Yeah, but I think for this team, he's probably gonna do decently well in the old gen, I would assume, if he were to start.
Yeah, they do kind of want, like, the sword shield kind of player, so Aga could be that.
This team definitely needs the old gens.
Yeah.
Well, they have Oras, right? They have Oras covered with chipboard, but Sun and Moon and Swish are going to be a big issue for this team, I think.
Yeah, it's also like, what do they do if they get doubled Oras?
Yeah.
Is it Hacker then in that case? You know?
Probably. Hacker does Usam, I know. I don't know if he does Oras.
I think Hackers definitely.
Oh, you're playing Usam, okay.
I think Sword and Shield is between Olivia and probably PZZ if he wants to play SS. But I feel like SV is going to be Sage, PZZ, and then Meta, and then Kyle. So you have a strong SV.
Yeah, most likely.
And then you start somebody else in SS, which is most likely Olivia or Zom. And then Aga can maybe find success in one of these slots, is my expectation of this team.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not
fair.
sure what title plays, but I would assume she would be.
He said she does use some.
Usam, yeah.
That makes sense.
Olivia Overpay.
I think people are too mean to Liv. I don't think she's that bad.
Well, we'll see. I would expect mock support for 5k, but she was going to give that to this team anyways, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably the most obvious draft, like the end result of the draft we have in DPL. I think the only thing that you wouldn't expect is like chipboard on here. You might expect like Castilla on this draft over.
Yeah, like you were saying, swap these guys.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like super tough.
Astro was surprising on there too, but I think like Astro was kind of just like a wild card because he doesn't really want to play the game.
Like a Scion signed up, Psionical would be on this draft as well. Like it's a very obvious draft, and I think that shows in that they had the most budget remaining. But I think they do have potential in their SV for sure. So it will come down to how the captains carry this team, I think.
Yeah, probably. All right, we can move on to Pardon the Eruption, everyone's favorite show. Hunter Z Infected and Joshua, otherwise known as Ace Trainer Josh in previous seasons. So, I mean, old head Captain Core, like these people have been around forever. They're great friends, you know. Excuse the water spout. But yeah, I think they drafted pretty well overall. I like this team.
They got big Glop for 33k. Glop is great. He might be the best in his tier.
I think he is. Yeah.
I will say I'm not a big fan of this team. I don't know who their starting SV quad is.
It might be Slick, honestly.
It's gonna be Slick.
It is
Slick. And then probably Volt Ninja. And then
Wagon
I don't know who
Fruit.
Jay Skeletor is.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think
is a goat, by the way. Like he was like really helpful for us.
He helped Band Chasers as well as Cake Kickers. He was always on my team. In my team chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's really a great mock support, but it would be hard pressed for him to put up an extremely good record if he starts SV. But he could surprise me. But overall, I think the SV core here pales a lot in comparison to the three teams we've talked about already.
Yeah. Illusion. The SV, Evi, there's like Soggy and Shadow are like probably the two most consistent players at SV. I think Zing on the call is great too, but Zing is usually ORAS locked or OGen locked.
Same for L5.
Yeah, you better stay there, by the way.
I am not, bro. I'm playing the fuck.
He said, "Wait, one more season of Oras? Nah, let me draft Gypsy King."
I
Yeah.
captained L5 and I dropped Gypsy. I'm not playing ORAS this season.
He said, "No, thank
yeah.
you." That's
Yeah.
funny though.
Wait, maybe the wagon fruit guy could play it. Like I saw he had like a really fire like Draft League World Cup replay with like a Terra Goat sub boulder. I think that was him, right?
Maybe it was him. I don't know specifically that game, but I think he's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I think he's good as well. They all have potential. You just don't have the name value. That like I don't think there's
Yeah.
would say it's extremely consistent here. Like you would attribute to Lax, Shadow, or PCC.
They don't have like the big SV guy. I mean,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
also
Yeah.
makes sense, right? Because Hunter and Josh, they're old heads. They're gonna maybe favor the old gens more because of that. Like, I understand the thought process at least, even though I think maybe it's not correct. You know, like they have best in class Swish. They have 2 captain cores playing. So Josh playing Oras, like that's one of the best in class. Hunter
it's
and
very
Swish. Like if they can double
Yeah.
Swish, right? Glop and a Hunter in a double Swish versus like a relatively weak Swish pool, that should be a
That should be
2-0 every
2-0.
week.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you
I
can
think
count on that.
this team's main issue is Yusum. Like Undead is a great player, but Undead needs the build support. So if he doesn't have the build, like I don't know who's gonna build support for him on this team.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's Kynan, right? But Kynan's not gonna care that much because he's not even doing it.
Well, Undead's build support has historically always been me or Kynan, so I think Kynan will be helping him no matter what.
Yeah. I know last season in DCL, like, right, it was me and Kynan, like both of us were helping him, but yeah, like he was DMing. Like, Kynan is K-Crick, by the way, but like,
Yeah.
Calc is short for calculator.
But I don't know. It depends on how much K-Crick is gonna put effort into this. Like, I don't think he's gonna give him like 10 mocks, like 10 versions. Like, he's probably just gonna give him like one base build and like you go ahead and keep going.
Yeah, honestly, this team might be one that like I think's on the lower end, like just because like XP, which is the tier you play the most games in, doesn't seem the strongest.
Yeah, they have a great Swish.
Like, I think in all 4 gens, the SV pool is the one with the most talent, obviously.
Yeah.
So most teams are going to be choosing at least one SV as their extra slot. So this team could expect to face 4 SV every week.
Yeah, pretty much every week.
I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hold up that well in that department, but we'll see.
Yeah, if one of their like 5K, 6K players can really pop off, then all of a sudden this team looks like really playoff bound. But if they're just getting whacked in SV every week, then it's really hard to come back from that, you know?
Yeah.
So it really depends on that.
The 5Ks don't need to just like perform like decent. They need to, you know, one of them needs like a 5-2, 5-1 kind of run.
You need one of them to go positive at least, or like very positive.
I know Volt Ninja can play Yusum. I don't know how much experience he has. I think the guy's good. This guy has a lot of potential. He's super active, super nice.
He's somebody like that I would like DM in a lot before the draft, and I definitely considered him a lot.
Yeah, he was helping Com Cabal in DCL last season. He was like on VC all the time. He was like, dude, I'm just here to learn. Like, I don't want you guys to pick me at mids. I'm not ready for this.
Right.
So I'm here to, like, he was mocking almost every slot. Not even on the team.
One of the most consistent markers for Rest of World for Draft World Cup as well.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy too. Yeah, I think he's a great pickup.
So, Berno is saying maybe Hunter plays SV and Paddox will play Swish for them. That's also a fair point, right? Paddox can also play Swish and Sun and Moon type gens. So maybe Paddox is the second SV, or not SV, Swish, and then Hunter is more flex.
Hunter's strongest tier, which I don't know how much I like.
Well, so, Hunter, I think, is fine at Sun and Moon and Swish. I think SV, he might be a little bit lacking. But those 2 gens, like the middle gens, he's like really good, I think.
Yeah, but you also have Undead for SM, right? Which is ideally one slot.
Yeah, I think they're definitely doubling an old gen every week. And I think it's probably going to be Swish.
Easily. Hunter SS is probably the strongest SS duo you'll have in the pool. But
yeah.
At the cost of a weak SV, so we'll see how they do.
Yeah, you can't have everything. That's like one of the things. There's a common theme across the draft is there's not a single team that has great across all tiers.
Right, you can't have
Yeah.
everything. But speaking of not having anything at all, we have
Oh my
Trick
god.
Oh wow, damn.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Finally some spice, right? So Trick of Eye, captained by II and loqp. I'm gonna need an explanation here, Loki.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
So loqp take the field.
What do you mean an explanation?
I think it's yeah. Tell me
It's
about your
a
roster,
draft.
bro.
I
Tell me
don't-
about it.
Yeah, it's a roster that not many people would expect to do well. I'll put that out there. But maybe you have vision. So
We
and
have a
obviously-
vision. Okay, I know we're getting judged for a fucking 15k sky horse.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it is. I know, like, up going in the draft, like that was gonna happen. Like we knew, we knew that like Zazzle's limit for Skyhorse was 15, so like we were gonna get him at 15.5. I think like the Skyhorse is he usually like overpressures himself and wants to be perfect when he's a captain.
Mm-hmm.
And like he usually tends to have bad drafts, and that's usually the thing with Trick of Eye, especially in Swish. I was on Trick of Eye last
Oh,
season.
yeah.
Our Swish drafts were like the worst shit ever. Like you couldn't win with it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had Taboo Tops, Polytoad.
Dude,
and
even
what?
Mounte couldn't make it work. I'm not saying
Yeah,
something.
and I think Skyhorse knows the game. He's also, I think he's a great he's also like a great team presence. Like he's always like liked by everyone. Like he joins VC, like his chatting, just like chatting about life. He makes like the environment like a great environment to be in, which is where we saw the value. He has some good leadership too. So that's why we went for that. We still think he can get his mojo back.
I got one more in me.
but
It's the best
he
friend factor.
usually
It won't-
does much better as a player than as a captain, right? So instead of like
I can
having
see
me as
it.
a player and them drafting me for a lot, then we draft him for less and pay me as a captain. So it's just like a better deal.
Yeah, if the plan was always to get Skyhorse plus you, this is the way to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, well, obviously, like I would.
wouldn't be
I
without
thing is, I
Skyhorse.
wanted to captain, right? My thing was like I wanted to captain no matter what. So
Yeah.
like I've always just enjoyed my time with Chikavai. I think me and I and this guy, we kind of like using more like whack stuff.
Mhm.
So it's just a match, and like I think I feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's always value in getting somebody you like gel with, even if like it's a bit of an overpay, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, both I can play. And then we got Jasha. I think I've teamed up with Jasha at like a random team tour before. I'm friends with him.
Mhm.
I've watched his SV games last season. I think he's a great player. I would have went for more for him. If anything, he's
I think
super
that
active.
Jasha and Sean are your two strongest SVs on, right? They're both really good. They've been putting up good records recently as well. I know Jasha went 5-1 in DPL last season.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Yeah.
Went 6-2, 5-3, and on my team, DC.
yeah, he's good too, right? And I think Sean just needed. So I was talking to him. He's like, I need like an environment that motivates me. So having Jasha, which is a good friend of him, I've had some chats with Sean too. Like I like the guy. I think he likes me. So it's like a great environment for him. He says like I want an environment that does VC, and I'm a VC whore.
You are definitely the best
Yeah.
VCer.
Top one easily. Do you guys have the
I think
chat
that's a
open? Just real quick question.
I do, yeah.
So Blitz is asking loqp, the hell is round 3 Whimsicott? And another question.
You'll see.
What's
You'll
the
see
main
what I'm
difference
drafting, dude.
between
It's-
being a captain and player? Like being a captain, you feel a lot more pressure to like support the team, right?
Yeah.
Functionally,
Dude,
like there's not a huge difference. Like, you know, I could be
the
a player
player-
and then still do the captaining role for the team for the most
Yeah,
part.
I
but
feel guilty when I have to like work and I'm like missing out, especially when my
Yeah.
work had like terrible like connection.
Yeah.
So
it's just a
it's
different
like,
expectation of the players, I think.
Yeah, I think a big part of it too is like the players are going to be influenced by the way you act, you play, and you think, right? The way you manage your team and the way you act, you should be, they kind of model on you is what I've noticed. Like when I've been at like the teams I've been a captain on, like I'm like basically as active. I pretty much act the same, but I feel like I have a bigger impact as a captain, like especially like activity wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just want people to follow like how I play and have that kind of winning mindset.
I think Yahoodles put it pretty well here in the chat. Being a captain, you take all the blame when things go wrong. Being a player, you take all the credit when things go right. That's actually so fair.
That's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, Bliss, to respond to your
I think
question.
a lot of reasons why probably people isn't as high up on the trick buy draft is because you have to rely on your boomers to do well, right? You have to hope Skyhorse and Sablo both have a resurgence. Because Sablo, I think, is a good player, but I think
Sablo's always decent, yeah. It can depend on Sky, right? Obviously, I think me and I have to win. I think SV's decent. I actually don't know Quinn. No, I teamed up with him. Apparently he's a good player, and then Brian. I've seen him play a little bit. I think he's decent.
I like Brian a lot.
Yeah, he's a nice guy too. I think we have like a good like synergy in the team. And then Fagos, I visited a bunch with him. I talked to a bunch of people. Apparently, like he's like a new on the come up. He learns fast. He listens. I think he's a nice dude as well. That's why we went for him. I've had like just only good comments about him.
I think him and like Brian are really good friends too.
So yeah, they are.
Yeah,
so we got like a bunch of friends on the team. So like I know the guys are like happy. They just been like hanging out. I think are they might be on VC right now. Like yeah, they're literally like hanging out in VC.
Yeah, at least it'll be a fun team environment at the very least, right?
Yeah, but I think like there's a big part of it where like it's gonna depend on Skyhorse because we paid 50K for him. I think he can do it. Like from what I've seen last time I've teamed up with him, he gets nervous in prep. He overthinks. So I think we just need someone to like just get him a structure and like to not overthink and don't like kind of overcook.
I also think he needs to stop playing game 8 to put less pressure on himself because he's Australian.
Yeah, exactly.
Schedule works.
Yeah, exactly.
Game morning his time, which is always game 8 for his team. And I know last season in UCL, he was pretty much game 8 every week, and he lost every game 8 pretty much the entire tour.
That's tough.
Which
yeah.
is exactly. Rough, right? It's hard, but I think if he tried to find a better time, which is I know is hard.
But yeah, like he's not locked in. He's not locked in Swish. Like we have Quinn is gonna be playing Swish. So, like it depends. Like obviously we might get doubled on Swish. But like we'll see like where he feels the most comfortable in. But yeah, I guess that's like the biggest question mark. But like obviously, if Sky has a good season, then I think we're gonna do great. If Sky doesn't have a great season, then it'll be a bit harder.
I think it comes down to Skyhorse and Sablo.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Like...
Sablo usually goes for like 50-50. Like I think the way he plays is gonna come down to that no matter what. He makes like these very aggressive reads a lot, which is gonna pay off or not, right? He's very hard. He's a very hard player to read.
I mean, for me, the big problem I have with the roster is you have Skyhorse and Sablo for 35K combined, or 36K actually, which doesn't feel like the greatest value for your buck. Like,
okay, yeah.
If you look at compared to like other 36K combos, it's like feels a little bit underwhelming maybe.
Yeah.
But they do have some upside, right? They've done well in the past, but that being said, it is like the past at this point. Like years.
I think Sablo's just always like, you know, he's always like decent. He never like does complete shit either.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, it gives us a nice like
player.
It gives us a nice double ORAS on a lot of teams, which is what we were going for.
Yeah, you can exploit some like weak ORAS cores.
Yeah, like I was talking to J-Skrelpy and I was like, dude, we're definitely double ORASing your team.
Yeah. Like having that as an option as like a captain is always nice, right?
Yeah. It's also like I think the last thing I don't mention is like the drafting part. That's usually like a big issue on Trikavai. Like they definitely like to try new things, but usually it's like only that, and like all the drafts end up like, I think last season I was DPL, like the SV drafts were bad, the Swiss drafts were bad. Like it was only like you summon ORAS that was good. So now I think like we're just like making sure that like we have good drafters that can, you know, make the team. that can help a lot building the teams. Can make a
So,
huge.
so last season was half of them are bad, half of them are good. Now you're like, well, we'll just do the good ones this time. We'll see how that works
That's
out,
a
of
good
course.
strategy.
The thing is, I think in Oras,
Yeah.
like right in Oras, I like to use like different stuff, and I've never really like done bad
hmm
with anything I use, so I don't really mind that. But it's mainly like the other tiers that like I feel like people were having issues with the drafts, or like really hard to use, and like so we definitely need to get some better drafts this time around.
Yeah,
That'll help.
for sure.
That'll help Skyhorse win too.
Yeah. All right,
I
so
like
okay.
Skyhorse. I hope he has a good bounce back season. Like I know last year was like, rough.
Yeah.
Well, anything else anyone has to say about Trick-o-Vi before we move on to drafting under the influence?
I'll just say like I like a lot of the guys on their team, but like I feel like they had the potential to like either do like really bad or really good. I don't think we'll see a ton in the middle, you know. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be one or the other.
Maybe like a more volatile,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
thing. That's fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, it depends a lot on Skyhorse, and obviously we paid a lot for Fagos, which is
Mhm.
true, and they Quinch, like like we don't know how they're gonna do.
hmm
But one thing I know that I've always been big on is I always put activity first on my teams, to where like if you have good activity, then you guys will do decent. It's also like I also don't have a job right now because I'm like kind of towards the end of a concussion, so I'll probably do the whole
Right.
season a job. So I'll just be like kind of low lifing.
Yeah, your job is DPL. That's
Yeah,
kind of-
Yeah,
that's
so,
fire.
like, I think that's one of the big factors that like I think I was able to make work in
Yeah.
Clash of Kings back in
Low
the days.
key, that was me in DPL season 4. I was
Yeah,
between
did you
jobs at
win?
the time. Yeah, I got MVP.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. If you have a lot of time, you win.
Yeah.
Like in DCL, I did have a lot of time, but I was like heavily concussed, so
Yeah,
it was like
that's-
I'm trying to do a lot of help.
We could say that cancels out, maybe.
Yeah, now I'm like slightly concussed. So, like,
Yeah,
now
only a
it's
little
like-
bit, not too much.
Yeah, I just can't work still. So
hmm All right, let's move on to DUI, captained by Panda and 100p. So a pretty strong captain core in terms of like player quality. Panda has been like really tearing up SV recently. 100p, one of the best Swish players ever, I think, just
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, bro's washed. Bro is so
It's
washed.
washed, unfortunate. But like, this is a guy that had an 8-0 season a couple years ago. I think season 6 was it? So 8-0 in Swish. Didn't win MVP though, by the way, because that's voted by the fans or whatever. Like, this is why
Oh,
we're
wow.
never doing like votes for tiering or anything like that. Only for stuff that doesn't matter. But so he has these like really high upsides, right, of doing well in Swish. Panda, I think, his like drafting style is relatively unique. So that's maybe a worry of mine, is that other people might not be able to use his SV drafts if he's like the one really drafting, which it looks like it's like him and J-Skrf, maybe Jesse in like SV. Jesse's good. J-Skrf, I think, you know, high upside, but maybe no, we'll see, of course. Panda's very
J-Skrf?
active, yes.
Unfortunately, this team can't fill the roster week 1, so
Oh yeah, there's a
Kinda
little bit of a
rough for
problem
them.
there. It's kind of like the
it's-
admin's fault. I'll explain the situation. So Pyronox, I think, is the guy this is about. So he said in his sign up that he can't play like the first few weeks, but we for whatever reason didn't transfer that to the main doc signups. So that's our fault, of course, as admins. So
Don't let me win was you three. I was not involved.
so like the problem is, right, they have the minimum roster size, and they also have another player, Blitz, who can't play before mids, so they can't field a full 8 at the beginning. So there's a few solutions that are possible. I'm mostly leaving that up to the neutral admins that have like no horse in the race to figure out a solution for that, but we'll see what happens there. But regardless, just looking at the team on paper, it seems pretty cool, right? iPro, best in class Sun and Moon. You have Pyro, which is like maybe like a washed player at this point, I would say. Definitely
Not sure
his
what
peak is in the past.
Yeah. I like Blitz a lot. I think he's great, but he can only play half the season, you know?
Yeah, bro stinks. Let's move on. Bro stinks as well. Let's move on. Jimmy G. Now that's somebody who's fired. Jimmy
Yeah,
G. for
Jimmy
that.
G. The milk will always be delivered with this guy.
The milkman.
Yep. Jimmy G in Swish is just a great player to have on your roster, right? They could have that really strong double Swish option. I think Jimmy also does play a few other gens, but mostly in Team Tours he is known for his Swish. So they do have that strong double up option. Kind of the same upside as part in the Eruption, where it's like a relatively weaker pool, so you can maybe, more or less guarantee a 2-0. Maybe Jimmy G is not quite the same guarantee as like LoqP or Hunter, but it's still, the idea still stands, where you're probably favored into most Swish cores.
I feel like he should probably be going for like more than 10k at this point,
Well, the problem with
like
Jimmy is that he had a few really good seasons when he started playing Team Tours, but the past few seasons have been a downtrend. So maybe this is the season where he's back, better than ever. But you can't really count your chickens before they're hatched.
They also, Blitz can also play SS after Mids is over.
He can,
so
yeah.
So can 3D. That's what Lax told me. That 3D could also be a sword shield guy.
But he shouldn't be playing SS in draft.
Okay.
He's a good SS OU player, but he shouldn't be playing draft.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly a translatable thing. Yeah. Panda also plays Switch. Well, Panda's definitely starting SV for this team.
Their SV core is just Team Canada, no? It's Panda, J-Skrelpy, and then probably
3D.
Yeah, maybe throw Jesse in there. Depends.
Just Team
3D is a great player, and they need to play him every week because
I think they might do Jimmy G for Oras, because who else is playing Oras for this team?
Yeah, they're
gonna have
doing
to.
It's gonna be like Blitz and Pyro after mids, right? Probably. Or does Pyro not play Oras?
You got 10.5k J-Skrelpy who learned how Rocky Helmet works, so he'll be going.
True,
yeah,
actually.
they're gonna get doubled on Oras or like the
old gens.
mid.
Yeah. I think a lot of people really like Jetsy. Like I know Nathan loved Jetsy and really wanted him. I think he went for a lot.
Yeah, he went 5-0 in DCL.
Yeah, 2 VGC games, but the rest were also formats that are being played here.
Yeah, I think he played 2 VGC games and then 1 SM game and then 2 SV games, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Something like that, yeah.
I think he has potential, but I wouldn't pay 13k for him as of right now. But I think he definitely has potential to do well, depending on, and he's obviously shown capability to flex in any slot.
Yeah, it's a reasonable player to pick up for this team in particular, where flexibility is nice.
I think frankly this team's really just going to come down to probably just if the SV slots can play to their potential, because I think it's pretty easy to say that Panda 100p and iPro will do well. You'll probably put up a 6-2 or a 5-3 at least. But then you're gonna have to your secondary slots in SV like J-Skrelpy and 3D will have to also pull their weight as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And because Pyro and Blitz, they aren't going to be playing the entire season, but they'll probably also be playing other tiers as well, such as SS and ORS.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very balanced team, I'd say. There's not a super high, except for iPro, but
yeah, there's no tier that's super bad, know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no dominating tier like a Hunter plus Glop in SS,
Yeah, you don't have a double up option that can really dominate. Okay, let's move on to ZFG. This is me and Zing's team. So I finally get to team with Gypsy King after all these years. Never really had the opportunity because I just go into auctions figuring he's going to be too expensive. But this time we finally dropped the bag.
Well, he is very expensive.
Yeah. 46.5 is a lot.
Higher than the second most expensive player, right? Because
I thought I had him when we went to 46. Honestly, I didn't think you were gonna do it. Any higher.
I was kind of in the mindset, what's one more K?
Yeah.
Which can be dangerous, but I think I've been happy with my purchase.
I mean, it's Gypsy. He's arguably the best player to ever play the format.
Yeah, definitely the GOAT of old gens, at least, right?
He's a big sweat. Let's just say that. He'll always effort. Like,
Yeah, he sweats.
There's some other top tier players like iPro who like will put in his effort, but like sometimes he slacks off a bit in terms of like him being busy, so he'll only start working on Sunday. He won't get as many mocks as he probably should. But Gypsy will always like put in 90 to 100% of effort no matter what game it is.
Yeah, I was mocking him for World Cup. He's like, "Oh, I have a second team. Might want to try." It's like, yeah, and he ends up telling
mocking
me.
with him is 1 hour minimum.
He ends up telling me. He ends up telling me he built 8 teams for his game.
Yeah, he always has like 5.
He just loves building.
Yeah.
8 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, like how good he is and how much effort he puts in. Like I think he's gonna be worth like everything you spend on him.
So
Yeah.
Berna asked how much was our max for Gypsy. Our max was actually 45. We went over.
That's
our
what
max.
our max was 45 too, but like we pushed it a bit.
But so obviously L5 and I are both very strong players, and Gypsy as well. So we have 3 slots who are like very flexible because all 3 of us can play pretty much any gen. Maybe L5 and Gypsy don't really want to play SS. I actually do enjoy playing SS.
I actually would love to play SS. So
okay, never mind. So we have 3 very flexible slots, so it's really hard to double anything into our team. Is a notable thing. Like you're always going to end up facing a really strong player if you attempt to double. Whether that be Ogens or SV.
Yeah.
And then after that you have who's a white.
Who? Someone said this guy sounds like an owl.
Yeah.
Get it?
I think he did pretty well in World Cup, right? I think he went 5-1 maybe. I'm not sure, but
he's had a good World Cup.
In World Cup, 3-1 at the moment, I believe.
I think he beat one of us in the call in Wi-Fi recently.
Potentially, yeah, he did. Potentially. He also won the Summer Scramble kind of thing, that tournament, and like he has a definite like unique style, which is interesting.
Yeah,
like,
he plays like stall or semi-stall most of the time.
Yeah, he likes bulky teams.
Yeah, I think one thing with him is if people adapt to him, he might struggle to adapt himself in like a higher environment. But I think he's a great player, great pickup for 13.5.
I think he's always smart about how he plays, which is important in SV.
Yeah, very smart. Very smart.
I watched like his video because like I would consider him, and like I definitely like the process he goes into building like games and stuff.
Yeah,
I like this guy. Obviously, we drafted him.
Yeah,
I don't know if going full semi-stall is the best way to go, honestly, in the team core environment. But I think it's definitely like
it's also something that I've worked with Theo before. So I'm really okay with people drafting their bulky style that's like their signature and then doing well. Like I'm fully able to co-sign on that stuff, but also sometimes the matchup doesn't call for, stall or semi-stall, and like we've kind of like cracked that down on Theo over the years. Like I've teamed with him like 3 or 4 times.
I'm pretty sure like I've beaten Theo every time I played him, and it's always because he's reluctant to change his style.
Yeah, it's like this past season we got him to run like offensive trick room stuff and stuff like that. Who
I
definitely can flex his style.
Yeah, like versus you, like we were building for that, and we were kind of like, he's just gonna like go really bulky, and he went like the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, so I was building that game like thinking I need to be prepared for stall, but also in the back of my mind I was like, if he just brings like mono choice specs or CV, I'm gonna get cooked.
I remember last DPL, right? There was a matchup, Craig vs. Theo. And then I don't know if you guys remember this game, but I was destroying Craig as he went 0-10 against me, and I bought like Scarf Scissor and whatnot, and it was like I can't beat this matchup, but there's no way I can win. And then he loaded into the actual game, and a weakness policy Mew 6-0 down lead.
Yeah.
And then next week when Theo faced another Mew, he bought Scarf Scissor this time, and guess what? He won that game.
Yeah. I think there was also like a rematch in playoffs or something like that with that team, and I think we won the second round or something like that.
I think
it was something like that. I know we faced like a Mew a few times later in that season, like multiple times.
Yeah, and you guys never lost a Mew again because frankly shouldn't be 6-9.
Like lesson was learned. Yeah, lesson was learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, I definitely remember it was Craig. I definitely remember Craig versus Theo round 2, and I think we won that. I'm not 100% sure.
So what happened? Well, I remember this game as well because you guys bought CB Diancie in Trick Room, which was what I bought in prep exactly. and then Craig ended up winning because he dodged a steel wing from Moltres Galar, I think.
Oh yeah. No, but we should have won. So like,
you
all
should have won
good.
that game. So like the prep was good from Theo's
Mhm.
end, so you can I can like see him change, and I feel like depending on how he performs, maybe he just smokes everyone with his style, but
Yeah,
you might have to adapt.
we'll see, of
depending on
course.
how
Like he drafts I think he drafts team that are even more out there than Theo does.
Mhm.
Like he's been using Pheasant Dipity, Avalug, Hisui, Mandibuzz, Core, and World Cup. It's been doing wonders for him.
Yeah, he's been
I
farming.
think like one advantage this has is other teams will struggle to mock using this.
Hmm.
Right, yeah.
Well, I definitely had that
Well,
case
he
with my
was
game
well-
against him because every single mock was a wheelchair. Like, no one was close.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'm partially to blame for that. I saw the team and like, dude, I'm not using this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So like, he's like
Yeah, you're
so
gonna
much
need some
better than
basic
everyone
mock.
else at that style.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's enough about who. I think we can move on to like Lucas numbers. This guy
Mhm.
like had like a really good
He's
first
good.
season in DPL
Yeah.
like last year, I think it was, or was it last
Yeah.
year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think
It
it's
was last year.
Uh,
He really popped off, I think, and then in DCL he wasn't bad either. So we decided to bid on this guy, and turns out no one wanted to bid higher than us, so we ended up with him. And like, hey, that's good
Yeah,
for our
I don't
SV,
think, like,
right?
Yeah, that's actually cheap for him.
8.5 is
player.
very cheap, yeah.
he plays Ranbats as well, I'm pretty sure. So
always
but,
always a
he's
plus.
good pilot.
All the best.
He's a good pilot.
Lucas
I
the
think
best.
his prep could be better sometimes after working with
Yeah.
him in Wrestle World, but
That's
he
what
is
we're
a good
here for,
pilot.
right?
Yeah, and obviously, like I'm going to be working closely with all of our SV, like always.
Hmm.
So I'll make sure nothing too bad passes through the cracks.
Of
But
course.
strong pilot for 8.5. I think he has potential.
Hmm. Yeah, so like,
Yeah, I think so.
our SV
too.
is looking really strong at this point, even like not spending a whole lot on it. Like who, Lucas, and then Zing, or me, I think that's
Yeah,
really
like-
solid SV.
I feel like you said it before, but like any tier that like somebody doubled up on you, like you won't be at a disadvantage. you
Yeah,
know?
there's no advantaged like tier that you can find versus us, I don't think.
Right, because I think we have 3 players who are capable in every tier. pretty
Yeah,
much.
and like speaking of underpays, Greg for 7.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay, but did you see like his demands that he gave? Like when I DM'd
But-
him.
But
I
you
was
know
like,
Greg,
that's
right?
kinda
He's
hard.
like
Yeah,
kind of memeing like all the time.
yeah. He's got to
really
be
good
Aaron
for him,
Rodgers,
like-
you know.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Greg and I have a loving relationship, so he will not be
Mhm.
forcing any demands on me, except for maybe Zardwai, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah,
about
we'll
that.
see about
That's what he said to
Zardwai.
us. He said I
Yeah.
need to have Itcha and Undead in the server, and the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Greg, we budgeted way more for him. We thought
Yeah.
he was going to go from because I think he went 5-2 last season.
Yeah, he went like
He
5-2.
went 5-1 for 1. Yeah.
He went
He
5-2
only
while
lost
also like innovating the meta with his builds, right? Like he had a
Right.
really
That's
off meta
kinda-
build with that
That
Koi
was
That's
star.
also another reason why we didn't like bid as much on Greg, because we thought he was going for like 13, 14k.
Yeah.
So we're like,
Same.
we'll
But-
probably plan not to
Yeah,
get him.
same.
I think with Greg, he's a great player, but he needs like someone to build for
Support
him.
a lot of it, yeah.
Well,
so I guess, yeah.
am I but that person to build and test for him rates?
Yeah,
Like,
it's gonna be one of
This
you
is
guys
the perfect.
Well,
to build him.
This is the perfect team for Greg. I think.
yeah, Greg is also a guy who will never say no to a build. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't say no.
If, like,
he,
you're
he
like,
says,
okay,
if-
we need a good build for Greg this week, we can hop and call, build something, explain how it works to him, and he'll just pilot it. Like, he's a great
yeah,
pilot.
exactly. You
And
show
he also-
him the team, and anything he sees, he's gonna be able to pilot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also mocks, so like he's like mocks for himself as well, and he
Mhm.
always wants to make sure he knows what he's
He
doing.
didn't mock when he was on our team. Like we were mocking his builds and showing
Yeah.
it.
He will mock on our team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's another thing. He said like we would have to do the mocks for him. And
Yeah, but we
that
would
was
do like
like,
1 or 2 mocks.
What a diva, etc.
Like
that's why he's Aaron Rodgers, you know.
Yeah.
we just throw us.
I
Just
got him. L5 and I got Greg on our whip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think like I don't
just,
think there's
just
a
give him
better.
a Scarf Cloister. He's gonna do good.
Yep. The Scarf Cloister Messiah. That's what they call him.
And then we have Scrappy 10 to go. The
Yeah.
absolute go.
So
Absolute
Scrappy
It's-
10? He was
Jordan
like,
show that.
about as
Yeah,
good of a
Skrelpy
teammate as you could ever
10.
ask for last season for Wig. So I was really, really happy to get him for 8k this season. Like, this guy, he can play Swish, which is something that maybe we were lacking at the time. But having Skrelpy and Swish for 8k, I think is really good value. Just like in general. So like he can kind of punch up against some of these higher
Just
SV,
give him
not
a
Swish guys.
That's all he needs.
Yeah, like, and he's like a great team support option as well. Always active, always trying his best, you know. And I appreciate that.
I think he's really nice for 8K.
Yeah.
I like Skrelpy 10 a lot.
And like he's friends with several of the people on the team, so always good. You're gonna get scrapped. Yeah, scrap sanity. And then we have J Ricky, the Wi-Fi warrior. This
Dude,
is like
Wi-Fi team.
he went 3-0 on Team Portugal with very minimal support, some might say. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do once he actually gets like proper support.
I like J Ricky a lot. Like I would really consider him. To, like,
and I know
before
he's
the
gonna
draft.
sweat as well.
Yeah.
He's a great team presence.
I haven't watched any of his games, but I know he has aura just from going 3-0 on Team Portugal. So
Yeah, like
Yeah. I really like his videos. Like I like the way he explains like his thought process when he's building and like making plays. I think he's gonna be a really good player.
we felt it worth it to give him a shot on this team.
Yeah.
For
definitely.
5.5, hell yeah, you know, high upside.
I mean, that's pretty much min bid, right? You can't go
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. And then our last slot was Carson for 7.5. This is someone who's like teamed with several of these players before in the past. Only great things, right?
Yeah, very active support as well. Very flat. So it's like it's an environment where everybody who's going to be playing is willing to put in the work and the effort.
Yeah.
I want. Excited for the season.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm biased, but these things.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know about you guys, but
No, I feel like that's like besides my team, of course. I think this might be the best team in the draft.
So us two are top two.
You always
Yeah.
think that's how you have
Yeah,
to.
of course you have to.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to Skrelpy, McSkrelper, Mock Kelp, the worst team name of all time?
I still don't really understand it.
In the draft channel.
Yeah. I saw you failing to type like several parts of it.
It's like, okay, you just picked it. Get skipped. I don't care. Sorry, Edison. I told you I wasn't gonna roast you, but that name. Great team, but team name.
I'm not saying the logo is bad, but when I look at it, I don't think it's like a team logo. I think it's like some kind of meme, you know?
Yeah.
But Ubi Dart is always amazing.
Yeah. Well, this isn't OB. This is someone else did the logo, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's like interesting. But anyways, the team, right? Addison and Zazo, probably one of the top captain cores you could ask for at this point. Zazo coming off of an MVP performance in DPL, Addison coming off of an MVP performance in DCL. Like, what
So
more can you
very
ask
strong.
for, right? Yeah.
And their top two picks are also, some would say, heavy hitters as well. It was a 56k total for two players, being Rai and Shadow. Rai is interesting. I think he's been on a downtrend lately.
Yeah,
Right.
like he's definitely got it somewhere in him, but he's been on a downtrend.
I was kind of surprised. Like when I bid him, I was expecting him to go for like over 30k. That's kind of like why I would like. All right, let's do a ride 20k. You know, if I get him for 20k, I'm super happy. And I was doing it to try to like burn some budget, and like it didn't happen. I was like, oh cool, we're gonna get him for 20k. And then I think Zadlo just bid the 21 to try to like up bid me, thinking like I was gonna go crazy for him.
I think Rai was on the plan, frankly, but I don't think you complain about getting Rai in the team, right? He's
Oh yeah,
very-
definitely not.
Yeah.
And then I think he only signed up for Oceans, maybe?
Yeah, he only signed up for Sun and Moon and Oras,
Right.
which is the
And he's
strongest
also-
gens anyways, so
Yeah.
that's where he was going anyways. JCM, like one of the top SV players in my opinion for 35k. I think when you have Addison, Zazo, and Rai, your old gens are really covered. So you want to get like the best in class SV, and since Sage is a captain, JCM is like the best in class So
I think JCM's the best, even if Sage was in the player pool. To be honest.
Yeah,
I think it's really close.
I think
Yeah,
Sage is
definitely.
and I also rate Lax higher. Shadow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Lax, Sage, and JCM are like maybe top 3. Yeah, I would put myself
that's
in there as
why-
well because I'm biased, but hey,
Well,
Yeah,
who
obviously,
wouldn't?
That's why I had to get Lax on my team. You know, like
Yeah.
I needed like that potential.
Mm-hmm. But like, I really like JCM on this team in particular. I think it's a great bid. Right, for 35k, it is a lot of budget, but it really fits this team.
Yeah, I
really
think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
He's really self-sufficient.
Yeah, he is. He's also good at drafting, I think, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Zazo's, like I've seen his SV gameplay. It's like it leaves something to be desired. I say, at least compared to his old gens.
His old gens is like super elite, and SV is like, okay, he's
It
still
scales-
good, but yeah.
still
You
good,
don't
but-
like healing with Terra Latias?
Nope, I don't. Like straight up, I don't like that.
But yeah, so I think this is a very strong top 4. You have Addison
Yeah.
covering SS, you have Zazo covering ORAS and SM, you have Rai covering ORAS and SM, and you have Shadow covering SV. It's
Yeah,
hard
very strong top 4.
pretty much when it comes to top 4 players.
No,
And
the rest of
after
the
that-
team though.
Bobber, Palkia, Devin, Beardy, Mishmash, and Jeffmon, and this is where I'm a bit confused, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there's a sort of mixed bag of players here, right? You have players who have done well recently, such as Palkia, but isn't necessarily known as a top player yet. You have a player who's historically done pretty well, but hasn't really been up to par lately, like Bobber and Devin. Beardy.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then
this team has a very high peak, in my
Right.
opinion.
Mishmash and
Yeah.
Jeffmon, so it can really go both ways. You can have people put up really great results, or you can have people completely shit the bed, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, you know, Addy, Zazo, JCM are gonna do good, right? So then
Yeah.
it
Right,
comes-
I more so meant like after their top 4, right? The rest of their team. I think it can go either way. I think it's no doubt the top 4 would put up good results.
Well, I'm not sure about Rai. He hasn't been doing well lately.
I think Rai's definitely like the 4th out of their top 4. Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone can
Mhm.
agree with that. Like, but he's still definitely like a good player. Like, there's some upside there. It's just like the bottom half of their roster, I think, is weaker than the bottom half of most other rosters. But
Mhm.
that being said, if you're gonna be favored like in 4 slots already in most weeks, right? Then you just need one more, and then that's a win. It's like
Yeah, although
the
I do think
idea is cool.
it's like on paper it's gonna be like that, but it's a bit harder because every team has
Yeah.
like their 2 really guaranteed win slots, right? Like you
Mhm.
put Addy against Craig or Hunter or Glob, and it's definitely not
Like those
fair.
games are such
Right.
swing games for a series. I
Yeah.
think. Like if any of their top 4 drops a game, it's gonna be really hard for them to win a week. I think.
Right. Like
Mhm.
Shadow vs Sage, Shadow vs Vax, like we said, and Shadow
Yeah.
vs us too.
Like if you
It's
pull
not
those
like-
matchups, you're really not happy about that. If you're Skrelpy, McSkrelper, Mock
Right.
Kelp.
But again, it's the same for every team, right? Like every
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
team is
definitely.
to do well, but
It's
I
just
think
maybe
this team
more viable or volatile than
those
others.
players are not as not probably experienced or reliable.
Mm. What a tongue twister! Yeah, shout out.
But like Zazo's like a super sweat though, so I feel like he can get like the most out of like a roster, you know.
Yeah, there is that
Oh.
part of it as well.
And I'm sure Addie's like a similar way. I've never like I don't know her as well as Zazo, but I think she seems like she's super motivated for everything, and on top of that, being a great player.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see this team in action.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I think we've gone over everyone now, so we can move on to a tier list. I think.
Let's go.
We should do.
Wait, are we each doing like one tier list?
We should just do a playoff prediction.
Yeah, can you do like a Google Doc like last season and then like average it out?
We could
Like,
do
we don't
that.
rank
Yeah.
our own team?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like we shouldn't do our own
I
teams.
made this all nice and stuff, but if we're not gonna use it, oh man.
But
That's
no,
okay, though.
put it after. Put it after
Oh, after? So do the
Yeah.
the tier list and
Do
then
the
a
math.
playoffs prediction?
the doc. Ooh. Yes.
Yeah,
When-
can you link that here, Maker, actually, and like DPL, let people like play around with that?
Oh yeah. Is there like a share button, or do you just copy the URL? I think I just copied the
There's-
URL.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that in announcements, I guess.
You can do that, or in like content or whatever. Do we have a we have a content channel? Yeah.
I'll put it in announcements and then say, drop
Give
your
people-
tier
You
rankings
know what we-
in
You know what we should do
write-ups.
is we send you our tier lists and then you open them up, and then we average it out in the end.
Oh, that would be fair enough, yeah. Like, we can all make them at the same time. I'll make my own.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun for like the surprise, and like
Yeah,
should be
yeah,
fast because like we already know who's.
Are
gonna
we
be-
ranking our own teams, or should we like not do that?
No. I said we
I
don't.
think
Rank.
it's not ranked on teams. It's not ranked on teams.
Okay, don't
You
rank
put
your own
team
team.
as- That's what you do.
No, I
I
can't
mean,
do
we're all
that.
gonna put our own F, right? So there's no any point in
Yeah,
ranking our own.
just leave your own out. Okay. So I think, let's see. For me personally, what am I looking at? So compared to everything else, mine's the best, of course, but I do like DUI. Just their flexibility is pretty nice once they have all their players post mids. So like on paper, I think they're pretty strong, but they're held back a little bit by that pre-mid stuff. Like they're stronger in playoffs than like early season is my idea. Yeah, exactly, Psionical. I do like Skrelpy, McSkrelper, top 4. Like, that's just so strong. I think they'll be able to do well.
I'm gonna send it to you in DM. I'm sending my list.
Yeah, I'll send you mine in DM too.
Sure. I don't know if anyone's particularly S tier this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
I don't have
I
anyone.
actually put 2
I don't think
teams
there's an
in
S tier.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll change it and I'll just lower everybody a tier, I guess.
Yeah, ZFG is S tier, of course, but I can't. Yeah, I think the Dino Crisis SV is like really scary. And they have like high upside players like Sammy and A12. That's pretty reasonable.
Alright, L5, I'm gonna post it in the captain chat.
Mhm. Sure.
I'm just gonna DM it to you.
Yeah, DM is fine too. Yeah, Pardon the Eruption is cool if their SV is okay, but I don't know if their SV is gonna be okay. That's the problem. Like their ult gens are all like decent. Just joined. How badly did they insult me? Only a little bit. Not too bad.
Who is it? Who said
Olivia.
that? Oh, I said something nice about you, so.
Well, they were all saying something nice, so I had to join and set the tone. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were being too nice.
Yeah.
I said you weren't that bad. I'm gonna go after we do like the drinking, because like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
kind of
fair.
action time at the moment.
Okay. I think my next up is gonna be Eruption, Slime Season, and Dino in the same category. In any particular order?
I put mine in order.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I. I actually don't have an order. Maybe. No, I don't.
Well, we're gonna number it like 1 through 8, right? And then average?
Mm.
Or do you do like A equals this amount, B equals this amount? That feels like there's gonna be a lot of ties there. So 1 through 8 I
Yes.
think is better. Actually, just DM me the 1 through 8 list or something.
Okay.
Mine's already in like order. You can kind of just paste
Okay,
it
yeah.
together
Or just do it in
and that.
order, yeah. That works too.
Yeah, mine's also in order, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna DM you my order.
Yeah.
As well.
Let's see. I think Eruption is third of these three, but Slime and Dino I'm really close on. I'm really not sure which one I'd rather have. I think the A12 is the goat thing is like actually real here. Like,
No, yeah, like I'm really excited for a team like Poach Mids when like either round to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Dino third overall. Then I think Trick of Eye, Ballio are probably in the C tier. I don't know, I just really can't co-sign the Skyhorse Sablo like prices. It's really hard for me to do that. Ballio World Tour, I think they do have upside.
We'll just prove you're wrong.
Yeah, of course. Like, these are all just power rankings. Like, once you get into the actual server, it can be different.
Nathan wanted me to ask if you guys seen A12's figures be copy pasta.
Of course. That's the go.
Yeah. We're well informed on that, Nathan.
Yep. Yeah. I think the Ballio SV is like pretty elite. Between PZZ Sage. I think their old gens is really gonna struggle though, so I might take Trick of Eye over them.
You better.
Is that a threat?
Oh yes.
I mean, shit.
Oh, you're gonna regret when you see Skyhorse winning all his games.
I will, yeah, I will.
Oh, and you're gonna see our RAS drafts. You are not ready for this.
Yeah, I think this is my ranking right here. And then, of course, ZFG S, but I'm not ranking my own. Or, like, do it like that. So now we put it into a spreadsheet, right? Okay, Doogal has that. Link spreadsheet.
You should open up ZFG planning.
I should have, yeah, my bad. So is this on screen? Not quite. Which cell is on screen? Here? Yeah, okay. Doogal, L5, Zing, and loqp all have rankings. So what's mine? I have let's see. I have Skrelpers. I have DUI. Yeah, let me put that on the other tab so I can just look at it. I have Dino.
I just realized DSG is gonna get low on average because we have 2 captains.
I don't know
Well,
about
it'll
you guys.
average their picks. It's like
K-Crick is
2 out
joining
of
my
2
server
instead
and
of...
telling
Yeah.
everybody to draft the Hitmons and Mega Heracross and ORAS. These guys should be banned.
I think that's mine, right? Yeah. And then let me pull up your guys's. So Doogal has ZFG first, correct?
Yeah.
Skrelp 2. You have DUI, Slime, Toe, Ballio. You think Eruption is the worst? That's...
Yeah. I don't believe in the SV.
Right, fair enough, yeah. It's a valid criticism, but I think their old gens is, like, good enough to stopgap that. Okay, loqp, ZFG first, correct, yep. Oh, Slime second is a hot take. Skrelp.
No,
Don't
I
put
had
Team
no.
China last.
I think I had Skrelp. No. Don't look at the list I sent.
I see.
I sent you the order in DM.
I see, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Skrelp 1, ZFG second, wrong. Slime, DUI, Dino, Eruption, and then Ballio last. And then Zing, did you at me somewhere with it?
It's in the captain chat.
Okay, I see.
It's in order, so you can just...
Yeah. DUI, Skrelp, Slime, Dino, Eruption, Ballio, and then Toe
Oh
last.
wow, you really want the beef.
Yeah. So
I don't believe in the Skycore Sablo Core. If we count last season, there was 36k for like 4 and 8, bro. I don't believe in that
Wait,
core.
Sablo? I don't know what you guys have against Sablo. This guy's been winning.
So-
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, crazy, buddy.
Prove me wrong.
here's how we're gonna rank it, right? So let me just take a list of everyone. Let's do this and then ZFG. So we're gonna do these, just average out the number. So Skrelpers is gonna be 1, 1, and 2.
1, 1, 2, 2.
Oh yeah, 1, 1, 2, 2. So they're gonna average 1.5. Right.
Yeah.
DUI is 1, 2, 3, 4. So they average 2.
No.
Right.
Yeah, the average 2.5.
Oh, 2.5, yeah. Doing math on stream, I'm brave. I say Dino is 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. So that's 4.
So yeah, 4.
Slime, we have 4, 4, 3, 3, so 3.5. Eruption is gonna be 5, 5, 6, 7.
In chat. Huge.
Oh, shout out to A12. So 5, 10, 16, 23 divided by 4. That is 5.75. Trick of Eye, we have, let's see, 5, 6, 7, so 6. Ballio is 6, 7, 6, 7, so 6.5. ZFG is 1 and 2, so 1.5. So now we're just gonna sort by column L, and that's gonna be our overall rankings, right? Skrelp and ZFG tied for first at 1.5 average ranking. We have DUI at third, Slime fourth, Dino just out of playoffs actually in our predictions, and then Eruption, Toe, and Ballio last.
This is the 4 I predicted for playoff as well. Like these 4 is what I would predict for playoff.
Maybe,
We'll
yeah.
see. You never
I think
expect.
playoffs gonna be tight.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a
Like,
tight
in my
race between
opinion-
these two.
I think, in my opinion, this is like the closest like auction that I've seen. Like, there's no like, I feel like there's nobody that really stands out.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if like one of these teams beat one of these teams in any given week. You know, it's like close enough, but you do have to order them somehow. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great season, I think.
Yep.
If you had to pick like one of the top 4 teams to like completely like crash out, like which team do you think it would be?
To completely crash out.
Yeah, and like finish near the bottom of the standings.
Skrelpers.
Really, I was gonna get DUI, honestly.
It's one
Yeah, I
of
think
those two, I think.
DUI because
The right answer is DUI, but I think it'll be
It is.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Skrelpers.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm with you there. I think if I had to pick someone and put like money on it, I would say DUI out of the top 3 is the most likely to underperform. But
But DUI could very well be the Phantom Thieves of DCL2.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be funnier if Skrelpers crashed out. I want to see
Yeah.
that.
Alright, guys, I gotta go. It was
Alright.
fun.
thanks for
ya,
joining.
bro.
Yeah. Alright, so there's the power rankings all done. In only an hour and a
Cool.
half, that's less than usual. Believe it or not.
4 people as well.
Yeah. A lot of yapping. But now I think we can
Yeah.
move on to the Draft League World Cup part of the
Yes,
stream.
please. That will be fun.
Yeah. So let me pull up the replay doc. Is it?
I think both Zing and I played. It's gonna be nice because there's like Zing and I each played like one of the series.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so semifinals. We don't have the tie breaks linked, unfortunately, but that's fine.
Zing, you didn't end up playing in the tiebreaks, right?
Yeah, because
In that game.
they lost.
Yeah. We had a few
Spoilers.
that didn't.
Actually, this is probably nice because there's no spoilers for the tie break, actually. But that
think it's
means I
gonna
will
go
have to
who
pull
wins.
up the forum post. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident I was going to win my game, but you know, it didn't.
Of course, of course. There we have that on the side. All right. First game, this is going to be Yurdunk versus Noor for Bangladesh. Let me just adjust my dimensions. There we go. All right, we're so back.
According to Yurdunk, this is a Terra Hydrapple Masterclass once again.
And I need to change the stream title and thumbnail now. Give me 1 second to do that. DLWC Semifinals. Watch party, all caps. Yep. And then my thumbnail I have ready. Boom. And my thumbnail this time has a crocodile on there to represent rest of world. Very funny. Because you guys are all like Australian or whatever. Or like close to it. I don't know. It's Team Australia in my mind at least.
Team Australia plus me, yeah.
Yeah.
Dorx and Bolt Ninja.
Anyways. So we do see Yurdunk with a Terra Hydrapple. This is the famous combination, right? Draft Factory looking matchup. Low-key, yeah, it is. Low-key.
Yes.
Might be onto something.
It's funny because Yurdunk's facing another Rillaboom Halucha team this week.
Did he like struggle with that or something in Mox?
No, because you never see it.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty rare, I guess. Anyways, let's just get right into it, I think. So, we're going to see Terra typings. It's going to be Hydrapple is Ghost. Gliscor is Fairy. I mean, makes sense, right? Ghost Hydrapple. And then on the other side, we're going to have Fairy Bolt. And I think it's a Flying Hawlucha. That would make sense to me. Alright.
Yeah.
Terrapagos leads off into Deoxys. So lead Terrapagos doesn't necessitate boots or anything like that. So see a superpower. Could be Rock's lead. 12% by the way. Eject Pack Deoxys. Okay, so breaks the shell, gets out of there. Into Orthworm. Max Spadef, Roll-Up Berry. Okay, and his lefties. It looks to be Fizdef on the Terrapagos. Superpower doing 12, right?
Yeah, it was Fizdef.
And then gets the Terra off safely. Rocks go up, but weakening this for the Terrapagos is nice.
Yeah, and now you have nothing for Hydrapple.
Yeah. I mean, you never really had anything in the first place.
Yeah. You're like in a bad position.
Mm-hmm. So this does force it out. It looks to be AV Rillaboom, 27 from Terra Blast. So it can't just go for a knockoff here. So only taking Helmet one time on this Overquill. Pretty reasonable. Now Lando's going to come in to punish this Overquill as spikes go up. But you do have a Gliscor, which is like the best Lando counter in the tier, low-key.
Hey, not against Rain Dance Weather Ball.
True. So it takes a +2 Psychic from Life Orb Sheer Force and Ice Fangs to bring it low. This is gonna like cost the Gliscor, but the Landorus is now low HP, not really able to, you know, set up a nasty plot again. Is gonna get forced out by Infernape. So a reasonable trade there. Take a KO with Flare Blitz here, and now Raging Bolt's gonna come in. Terrapagos comes in, potentially wants to get the spin off. Oh, T-Bolt only does 27. That is a very weak Raging Bolt.
I remember being surprised too when I saw that.
Yeah.
This
So
is probably
it
a
does get the
draft
para
split up
though.
for Terrapagos.
Terrapagos does live though and gets off the Toxic. Now do we see a Protect here? Protect Toxic would make sense. We do see Protect, okay.
Yeah,
So-
Raging Bolt being toxic is huge. Like this Mon being poisoned, there's
Yeah. Can you even
What?
save your Terrapagos here? Yeah, you could just go Hydrapple. No reason to sack the fodder when you have a regen Mon that can take the hits. And now what? Just Terra Blast? It's free. Yeah, Rillaboom comes in, but... Oh, Fickle Beam? Yeah, even better. Right, there's no more Dragon Resist. So, you don't want your Hydrapple getting knocked, so Overquill's gonna come in again. Gets that play correct. Really nice. A U-turn would have been scary, right? Because Lando comes in and claims with Earth Power, but you do have that Terrapagos sack in the back.
I don't think it even claims, yeah.
Little claim,
Even go
but
off.
nothing important, right?
I feel like Apple might take 2 as well under Grassy Terrain. So
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, with double lefties. That's fair. Yeah, Hydrapple in, just Fickle Beams, gets the all-out. Didn't matter, right? And now what? Rillaboom's gonna come in. Sure, but you still have that Overquill. Oh, it calls the U-turn play, stays in. Another Fickle Beam incoming, I think. Yeah, and goes all out again to KO the Deoxys. What a stupid Pokemon. Now Lando comes in, but this is not threatening this out. Yeah, 56, so you're right, it would have lived after double leftovers, but it's like a roll, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this way you don't have to risk it.
Yeah,
just
you
take
never
the
risk your
kill.
Hydrapple. Look at this matchup. Yeah, sacks this, makes sense. And now what? You just get a free Jirachi in, and just Psychic twice.
Resistant to Rocks, so
Yeah, Flash
Halucha
Cannon
can also
also works,
Yeah.
yeah. Now Swords Dance on what? Psychic? No, Icy Wind. So -1 speed, but unburdened, so it's still gonna be faster than everything, but Jirachi, yeah. Does take the +2 CC. Gets the Citrus Berry, shout out to J. Ricky. And so you're not gonna win that one pretty comfortably. I think the Hydrapple really put in a lot of work here. Like, it was very hard.
Very much Nora could do here against that Hydrapple.
Yeah, with the prep that he had, nothing was really breaking it. Like, maybe like an offensive Raging Bolt had a chance this matchup once the Lando lures in the Gliscor, like trades with that.
Yeah.
Because your deck doesn't have any other play versus Lando, you have to trade the Gliscor, so that could have been part of the game plan. And then like an offensive like Specs Bolt, you know, all of a sudden no more resist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't tear. Like, thinking maybe like even like Terra Dragon Specs would have been more useful in this matchup, because you don't really need a defensive Terra for anything on this team, right?
Yeah, your dog
may as well
doesn't
just
have
kill
a
something.
fairy type on his team too.
Oh, he doesn't? Yeah, so they're not even on the bench.
Yeah.
So just be Specs Draco, like collect every time, but no, we're just leftovers, like 0 special attack. A little bit of weird prep, but Canada is going to come out 1-0 at the end of that game. Now we have Nick versus Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. So what's the second Terra here? It would have been a Gliscor or a Halucha, right? Anyways, this guy's using the Armory build, like Mon for Mon. The Terra Rapid
We've
Boo.
done it so many times.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good team. I can't blame him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, versus this team, Panda rocking the Infernal Armory custom. Love to see it. Double Ghost, interesting. You wouldn't expect Petra and Sableye on the same team.
I think it makes sense, right? Because the Ghost type is never bad to have on SP, and you have multiple options to spin block, so your other
Yeah.
ghosts can like do other things. Your Sableye can screen if you use Petra, just spin
Yeah,
block.
for
or you
sure.
can have, like, more
They also
aggressive
completely cover each other's weaknesses, which is what we found very useful.
Yeah, that's also completely fair.
Very hard to break.
Yeah. I see the vision, but it's just like uncommon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like the rest of the team looks pretty quality, so yeah, you see the Lando, the Darkrai, stuff like that. What are the major
benched,
threats here?
I said we benched Ogerpon and Abomasnow on this. Double grass.
Okay, so no Ogerpon. Interesting. I mean, Ogerpon versus Moltres, I guess, is kind of hard. Klefki as well.
It's Rock Ogerpon.
Oh, Rock Ogre. Yeah, makes sense.
Worth a mention.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, the Urshifu is like really scary. There's no water resist outside of Quaquaval, which is not a real, Surging Strikes answer. So that's
Petra
like
takes it on pretty easily.
it does, but
Isn't
like you could just be
Terra
Terra Water. Yeah. Terra Water is like
Yeah.
really strong here. Because I'm pretty sure you 2-hit KO Petrarunt with Terra Water.
If you banned it only, I think.
Only if you're CB. I don't. If
Only
you're
CB?
Punching Glove,
Yeah, Punching Glove doesn't.
Damn.
Doesn't put it there.
But
This guy's
still,
fat.
like, I can't imagine it takes much chip. And then all of a
yeah,
sudden
but
you're just
Malik
claiming.
Toxic is annoying, right? But I can see
It
you
is.
also going to ban it here.
Like-
There's nothing like that to really carry a helmet on.
Yeah.
On this team, unless it's the Pecharunt. But then you're disrespecting gloves, so you might want a different item as well.
I think you definitely are pressured to be Colbur this game as well for the Meowscarada, because that's also a major threat to your team.
Right. I mean, I can also see Citrus as a way to live to 2 Surging Strikes, and then you wall Meow knockoff because you have no
Yeah,
item.
no item. That also makes sense. Fair enough. Yeah, let's get into the game. Terra Electric on the Quaquaval, and then the secondary Terra is going to be Iron Crown Dark, and then yeah, Terra Water Urshifu, of course. And then the other Terra is going to be Moltres, which is Fire. So double stab Terras for in Portugal. Or no, Bangladesh, sorry. Immediately triple axles into Moltres. If this is okay, so like
Was this,
odds are this is probably pads, right?
yeah, was this past loqp? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't think it was.
So he's just a beast. I get it.
It's just
Yeah, Aqua Step
Yeah.
here. Gonna KO the Moltres,
Oh,
which is
maybe it was.
nice. This
It's probably Sash. I think it's Sash, given he was
Oh,
willing
maybe,
to
yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
anyways,
I think it was
Urshifu
that.
is gonna reveal Scarf here, outspeeding the Quaquaval with a U-turn. Revenge kill. Now, invites Sableye in with the Terapagos. Makes sense, you want to invite in the least scary Pokemon, and this allows you a Spikes line, so... It was Sash, so you're just a lucky dog, never getting flame-bodied. So, hazards are traded here, but Trap goes in before rocks, and goes for an Ice Beam, but that is max Spadef Sableye. Oh my god.
He's going for the freeze.
Yep. So that's gonna wall out the Terapagos if it's not Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, it's like Clay Sable as well.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So we're being creative with our Meow set.
When we saw that, we were like, okay, the game's,
Okay, dude.
got much easier.
Yeah. Well, it does break the Petulant, but at the cost of being terrible versus everything else. Like,
Yeah, Petulant wasn't really our answer from Meow.
he said that's my DFL manager. That's so funny, actually. So Terra Dark, Iron Crown trying to brute force through this Latios, but just gonna get roared out. So good tech to prevent that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Dark pulls into Klefki. You're immune to a Prankster, but still don't really want to stay in versus this thing. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam just gonna get clicked. Max Spadef Lando it looks like, but gonna allow another spike up, the legendary 2 spikes. Now Urshifu is gonna come in, and if this Petulant isn't like Boots or anything, it is Boots. I was gonna say it might be in range of 2-hit KOing. Which
It is very far. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not even close.
Way too bold.
This Pokemon is so fat, dude. Latios does get opportunity to heal though on this thing. And then now Dragon Pulse into Sableye, I guess willing to risk a T-Wave or a knockoff, I guess. I mean, has this set been fully revealed? Knock Light Screen Recover, probably Wisp.
There's really not much like he wants to. Choice Specs.
Yeah.
There's really not much like he can do against the Sableye here.
Yeah.
I think the issue is the Petulant in the back because you're relying on Urshifu to break. And
Yeah,
it's
the
just
2
not
Mon core is
break.
really hard to break. The 2
Yeah.
ghosts.
Like you didn't really have a great breaker this game. I feel like that matchup, like Moltres looks like it was a great breaker, but it ended up just sacking itself to trade with Quackable.
Well, the breaker was the game plan was probably choice specs. Meowscarada weakens the Petulant for Scarf Shifu to be able to win the game. But
Yeah.
these specs,
It's
Meowscarada.
very like
I mean,
yeah, it's probably inconsistent because if it doesn't work right, because like, you could have multiple answers for Meow. 'Cause I think it's really like a definite defensive answer from Meow.
well, in this situation, right, once the light screen goes down, Meow does kind of claim with like Shadow Ball, or even like Darkrai has to worry about Pollen Puff.
I think Sableye walls. The
Well, it's
Meow.
at 61, and it's Light Clay, so it's taking double hazards. Like, it's not going to switch in on Shadow
Yeah.
Ball, necessarily. I guess, since the Specs is knocked off, maybe it can.
Is it likely?
It is Light
I
Clay.
remember
I'm
not
pretty
taking
sure.
hazard.
Is it? We'll find out this turn.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. And Latios gets Toxic, which is a huge deal. I guess we've revealed all 4 now, so
Yeah,
no
it's
Psychic
Boots.
or no
Yeah.
Mist Ball. Gets hit,
Yeah,
yeah, it
you're
is
right.
Boots, okay. Oh, it's dead
Oh.
now, actually, so, I mean, you really needed that to happen if you're Rabush here. And then more chip on the Lando as well. I feel like you could have just gone Darkrai and killed it, no?
I think it didn't
I
kill.
feel like Darkrai might not kill at 40.
It wouldn't kill?
Yeah.
At 40?
Yeah,
I guess this
Darkrai's a
was
fraud.
Spadef, right, for the Iron Crown?
Yeah, super lucky.
So Spadef
yeah.
Calm Mind? I guess.
I was running a similar set in Mox and like Darkrai was not doing 50.
Yeah.
My head calc
Makes sense.
tells
He'll
Probably like
know
a
from
third.
the Iron Crown calc. And now a Shadow
Yeah,
Ball. 29, dude. No poison, though, in the drop, so could potentially pick up a KO here. Doesn't elect to go for it, just goes for a U-turn instead.
He goes for a U-turn, but he's
I
dead
guess
upon switching.
Now that the Petulant is weakened, you claim with Surging Strike, but It's a claim on
You can just
Lando, which
ask
isn't
for
impactful.
momentum and then get the recover
Mhm.
off.
This Earth
you
Power is
talk-
doing a lot, but yeah, the Toxic is really annoying.
Yeah, now you just recover spam.
Hmm.
Or this, I guess. Don't risk the crit.
I mean, this is in range of Starstorm now. There is at least that. So Saxon's gonna get another Urshifu turn, but the Petron is in range of 2 now, so we'll get another KO.
Yeah, I think Petron just won the game on the.
Yeah,
the
because now you
Terrapagos,
just
won
recover
the
forever.
wave.
As you only have 4 recovers, maybe you can stall that out.
There's not that many surging strikes. I don't.
Yeah,
There's 2 more, yeah. More recovers than
Yeah.
Surgings. Kind of crazy.
Epic gameplay.
You save the last one because you know a recover's coming this turn. Yeah, makes sense. And now you just spam Earth Power, right? One recover left. So this Petron actually gonna die to the next Earth Power. Gets the damage roll. So it's a Darkrai versus Scarf or Shifu. So is this Scarf Darkrai? That's the question. If it is, it's gonna
Yeah.
win.
It is Scarf Darkrai.
And there it is. There it is, folks. You learned yesterday that Panda and Clean were 2 different people after Clean talked in DPL General. You thought they were the same person because they both are named Nick. This might alarm you, but in the world there are a lot of people named Nick. It's not just one. It's just the same guy.
There's Nick as well in draft. There's Nick 25.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
Nicks. Specs Meow is not worth it. Yeah, for sure. Like, the idea is you beat physical defense like Colbur Pecharunt, but at the cost of everything, right? Shadow Ball is so weak. I don't know.
You could just run like knock off this taunt.
Yeah, you could totally do that as well.
There's better ways to go about it.
Or even if you're gonna be special, be Nasty Plot, right? You turn dark,
Yeah,
you're still immune
yeah.
to Sableye Prankster.
Right.
Like, Plot would be pretty interesting here, and especially like pure dark typing. I don't think Darkrai is necessarily running Focus Blast. I mean, it probably is actually. There's Terrapagos, and it's your strongest move versus Klefki, so never mind. There might be a lot of Nicks, but there's only one Charles Cyclotsar. You'd be surprised, actually. You'd be surprised. Alright, so Canada's up 2-0 now. We have 3D versus Sadi Tonmoy. Alright. Cool customs. Like to see that. And there's a Lapras. So, these teams have brought Lapras like every single week, I swear to God. Like,
Because of the bundle.
yeah.
So that team was I remember mocking for this. He had like a balanced approach. A 3D was like he's a Smogon player, so we usually he's a great player. We usually build for him, and I think we gave him the team like a little bit last minute, so he didn't like fully play it as like it was intended to.
Okay, so a little bit of a, warning going into it. But yeah, this like
No,
Palafin Tinglu,
You'll see.
I'm sure we'll see. But yeah, like the Torn Ting Palafin Goldango core, we've seen this before in like DCL. I think this is like a direct copy of one of those teams.
It's a Sage team, I think, maybe?
I don't think it was a Sage team. No, it was I don't actually remember, but it was someone in DCL. That
It
did
was
well with it.
we had a team that was closest. I mean, the Torn Palafin thing was a classic.
Yeah, that's like, but like specifically these like 6 or 7 Pokemon, maybe even 8. It could be like an exact copy, but I know we've seen it before. And then on the other side, 3D, we have like more so like an innovative style, right? You have the G King plus bundle, that's pretty common, but pairing it with Zarude, we don't see that too often. I mean, that the snow into the synthesis, self nerf is a little bit annoying, but that's not going to be up the whole game, so you can usually play around that. The Conk as well. This is like a loqp special, right?
It's
The
also
Conk
this
Elder.
is a team that doesn't have a steel resist, so we keep in mind like Goldango was a nasty guy this game.
Yeah. All right, let's just get into the game. We have Terra Flying Torn, Terra Water Lapras, or no, it's Terra Steel Whimsicott instead. Maybe it's all 3. Who knows? And then on the other side we have Steel Zarude, and then Water Conk. You just want to chip with Zarude and Bundle recently. Nice. Alright, Palafin's gonna lead off, gets the form immediately. Cyclozar's gonna punish that lead by just, knocking off the Ting-Lu.
This
Fair
is
enough.
Charles.
Yeah, Charles gets the knockoff on the Ting-Lu, and the taunt. So really nice here, prevents the hazards going up, and the Ting-Lu's knocked. Ruination is gonna come out into the Zarude, but if anything's taking a Ruination, it's probably gonna be a Synthesis Zarude.
Yeah, here the plan was to Terra the Zarude, right? Because like Flying Thorn usually is like specs against this team because you want the specs to take out G-King, so you want to get your Terra with Zarude as soon as you can.
Yeah, the steal would be pretty nice here. But that being said, staying normal typing does allow you to switch it on Ting-Lu a little bit easier. So
Conk
I
does
get
that.
it.
Like,
Conk does do that, but Ruination is going to start adding up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And Conk doesn't exactly like free value in return. Right, there's Torn, there's Goldango, and Whimsicott all can switch in. It's hard to guess the coverage move, right?
Yeah.
Alright, Torn gets a free switch in, probably just going to see the Terra Flying. Does not rip the Terra Flying immediately, wants to maybe preserve it for the Whimsicott. Now does go for it, doesn't want to risk the roll, and just going to one-shot the Lando, okay. Alright, Zarude's going to come in, obviously going to Terra this turn.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to there, because you can always pivot into G-King, see what move he locks itself into, and then switch accordingly.
For sure. And that mistake is going to cost the Lando. Okay, Lefty's Conk actually makes this a lot more comfortable.
Steals a Root isn't even that good of a switch into Flying Torn, though.
Yeah, it's not great. But
it's fine, because like if you
it's reasonable.
If you click Wave, like if you click Seat Wave, you just go G-King, you scout, right? And then if you click Eat Wave, you do nothing to G-King.
Actually, this Fire Punch is doing crazy damage to the Torn. 49? Why is that doing the same damage to Torn as it is Goldango? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You were three attacks through. That was a good set.
Yeah. So this is like a Charm Whimsicott, which is a really common tech versus Zarude. But Terra Steel, Terra Blast is going to be like the perfect counter to it. But we are expecting to see like Endeavor on it as well. So we're going to have to worry about that.
Also, one of the things is, actually, no, I'll tell about it later. You'll see.
Okay, so Hydro Pumps into the Lapras, and then the Lapras doubles into Palafin, but U-turn. So doubling on this bundle, gonna get punished. We see Scarf Palafin revealed, or a very slow Cyclozar actually. Helmet could be physically defensive. Yeah, it was Scarf. But if you're not Scarf, you don't flip turn anyways. I think so. Yeah, Earthquake's gonna 2-hit KO this Slowking. Really nice click there.
Yeah.
And now doubles Torn on the Conk. Really nice play.
That was a great play.
Yeah. And now you have the option to maybe Heat Wave the Zarude. No, just goes for a Terra Blast. So 3D makes the read.
You always go for Terra Blast.
Well, you could predict the Zarude, right? Because G-King does not want to come in at this point. It's
here,
at
like,
31.
Here I think 3D is like he's a small ground player right here. He doesn't really know about Endeavor in Whimsicott tech.
Yeah, there's no way he knows, right?
Because if you keep the Zarude healthy, you pretty much win the game here.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like Heat Wave here makes a lot of sense if you're Saditon Moy. Because like what are you going to do? Sack the Conk? I don't think so. Right, this Conk is so good. And what are you switching to? You're not switching Slowking, that makes no sense. Everything else makes no sense. Only Zarude is a reasonable play, like from this position.
The plan was to break with Conk, because you have Aurora Veil on the bundle. So Conk under Veil doesn't die to anything. Like
it's really strong. Yeah, pretty reasonable game plan, but like on this specific turn, I really would have loved to see a Heat Wave. Like, just from 3D's perspective, Zarude is the only play available, I think. So.
Yeah.
And there's the Endeavor, like we were saying. Yeah, very common Whimsicott tech versus Zarude. But
yeah, now
Terra Blast, yeah. Like now you start picking up KOs with Torn. Yeah, there's one. Iron Bundle's gonna come in, but you still have the Lapras, right? Which is a very comfortable switch in. Sacks the Ting-Lu instead. I mean, I guess. Like you could have just gone Lapras there, I think, very comfortably. I guess you don't want to allow the heal on Zarude.
Double, right? I want the double.
Yeah, you don't want to U-turn into Synthesis. That would suck.
Yeah, Synthesis. So I think the Ting-Lu was fine because you can EQ on Synth, so you always keep it low.
But it's also Earthquake Lapras, so maybe you can get like a DD opportunity, but then like Conk always revenges, so I don't know.
No, the only thing
Yeah,
to do
the
is like
comp is bulky.
useless at that point.
Yeah,
Because
Ting
Terratorn
is only good versus G King. Like,
Yeah.
totally fine. Yeah, so I get it now. I mean, the G King's coming back now. Catches the
I think
CC.
now he should set up a veil.
Yeah, now you chili for sure.
You
yeah,
chili
yeah.
into bundle,
Yeah,
set up
and
the veil.
Veil.
On the
Yeah,
Raptors.
yeah. There it is. Yep. So now you just U-turn to Conk, right? Oh no, it wants to heal up the Zarude. Lives the
But
Earthquake,
under-
but
But the thing is that the snow's up.
yeah,
You can't do
like
it
I
with
was
that.
saying, like usually you can control this, but like I guess now
Yeah,
Slow
he
King can
plays
come
that.
in. Yeah, and you can just chili again. Nothing's stopping you. Chooses not to chili. Just makes the hard read for no reason. I guess he doesn't want the snow going back up. He wants
snow
to.
up.
Yeah.
Knock. Okay, that was a weird turn. Knock into nasty.
That was a
block.
crazy nasty plot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you got a lot of value out of it. But
Oh, I don't know if that mattered actually. The next one probably.
no, because you were
KO'd.
killing the next.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And now
And
it's just
KO's
win.
bundle. Yeah, this is just a
The
sweep.
conk isn't knock punch.
Yeah, if you're not
But I
mock,
think at
this
this
is
point
horrible.
you go conk and you bluff the ice
Yeah.
punch. Bluff the mock, you click ice punch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean,
kind of
honestly,
went down to, like,
pretty
needed
well
to terror.
played, right? Got the Endeavor
Yeah, we got-
off. Like the Torn got a lot of value. The Palafin being Scarf was really big for the bundle.
Yeah,
pretty
It
nice
was
stuff.
great rep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now it's
Um,
2-1, still for Canada, but Bangladesh starting to fight back. J-Scar versus Lava Skull 100. All right, so two
this is
big
the
names
savior
here.
of Canada. The savior.
Yeah, top 5 J-Scurf, shout out. And we're gonna see like this. What do you even call this? Like spike stack Skarm plus spin block. Which
I think they
Urshifu is
benched
this? This
Oh,
is
I think
dark.
it's interesting.
This is dark, right? Yeah, this has to be dark Fu. Then on the other side, this is like slot 1 Dawn fan, which is like negative aura. Let's see though.
This looks like a ogre Dio Roaring Moon.
Yeah, like we've seen
HO.
we've seen
Looks
like
HO.
Ogrepon and Deoxys being paired before to like pretty decent success. I like Scizor in these kinds of builds. Just that like nice resist to things that can also threaten to sweep the game with SD. I like that sort of thing. Enamorus being able to Healing Wish into Ogrepon or the Roaring Moon or even the Scizor is really nice. Because you don't often fit recovery moves on like Roaring Moon. But like Ogrepon can run Synthesis, I guess. No banded aloe in sight, so true.
It looks very HOS. You have your
Yeah.
potential lead guy with DOS to get up hazards. You have multiple win cons and Warring Moon and Scizor. You
Yeah.
have your Healing Wish guy.
I actually
and you have
hate
your
I hate lead hazard Deoxys speed. I think Life Orb is like always gonna outvalue it in a game.
Yeah.
But
I agree, yeah. But when you're utterly the Stomp fan, like sometimes you kind of have to.
yeah,
Right.
it's like you
Because
could
also lead
see
Stomp fan for us,
you could see lead Dawn fan potentially, maybe like a Spikes Dio in the mid game or like Spikes Ogrepon. I think Ogrepon is more likely because you want to get value out of Sinistra switch-ins anyways. Like you force switches to Sinistra, I may as well get Spikes up. So that seems like a pretty good idea. I don't think Skarm gets defogged this gen, so only Drill to spin. Can you block spins? Not really, but maybe you can just be faster
I
than
think
Drill with everything.
If you're HO, nothing on this team, let's Drill spin.
Yeah, like maybe Scizor, but like spin into Scizor SD, that's a tough
Spin into
situation.
SD superpower, like that's not really something you want to do. I think you always
Yeah.
have to eat.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's just look at the game though. So Terra Dark or Shifu getting the boost on Wicked Blow. Then Terra Fairy Sinistra gonna be like a backup like Roaring Moon check. On the other side we have Fighting Enamorus, and then Water Ogrepon. Probably gonna expect to see the Ogrepon Terra in this game though.
Yeah, so it's probably Donphan or Dio lead.
Yeah,
Depending on
Donphan
this.
lead makes sense, right? You just want to get up the rocks. Earthquakes into the bundle for Big Chip, but Cussed Up Berry, yeah. If you're not rocking turn 1, it's almost always going to be Cussed Up in that situation.
Imagine if you flip turn there into I don't know,
Skarmory.
Sinistra and you killed with
Yeah.
the Matcha.
Oh, true. So we see a T-Bolt from Deoxys only do 34 to Urshifu, which is not a lot. Maybe it's AV Urshifu? Or it's just like a bulky Deoxys, but either way...
34 is like a lot from non-boosting item, if it's non-boosting item. Like, I feel like...
You think that's a lot?
Yeah,
like for non-life board?
Dude, Urshifu has like 60 SPDF. Like, it's not bulky.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, this
we'll find out.
Max kind of roll. No boosting item.
Maybe. We see Terra fighting Iron Defense immediately. Okay. We see a Rapid Spin, so the rocks are gone, but at the cost of giving a free turn to this Enamorus, which is going to use to Mystical Fire. So it brings this drill very low, in range of Bullet Punch and stuff like that. Now Earthquake doing 26%. Takes a Calm Mind. I don't know if this Calm Mind was really necessary, because taking multiple Earthquakes is kind of rough, because now you're at low HP.
Oh, yeah?
I
Now Storm
don't think
comes in.
it was necessary, but I think you're only attacking me with Training Kiss.
Yeah. Well, you have Mystical
So-
Fire as well, so...
Maybe you needed it for bundle, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't ever Terra Enamorus this game anyway, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Is it we see SD Ogerpon on the Sinistra, Terra
That is
and the
definitely-
Encore, so prepped for the Calm Mind Sinistra, and now this Ogerpon, it has Trailblaze, and the last is going to be Ivy Cudgel, so this is just going to win, I think.
Oh my god, J-Script is so good.
Maybe like a one-turn window to burn it with Matcha, but no, not even given that chance, it just dies. Yeah. So he Terra'd Fairy expecting like a knockoff from +2 Ogerpon, but it was something far more sinister, and it's just going to sweep the game immediately.
Yeah, that is a good prep from him.
Yeah, like this Ogerpon
He worked
set,
on that game.
very strong, right? Alright. So up 3-1 for Canada now. We see loqp versus Kaif.
Hey,
Shout out to loqp.
yeah.
Alright.
I guess I can explain
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
the game plan. Steam Kaif, he loves to spam Sun offense.
Mm-hmm.
Lead status, Ninetales, you click Hypnosis or Will-O-Wisp, and I want to evolve my Palafin. He also doesn't have a Dragon Resist. I'm double Scarf, so Scarf Volcarona, Scarf Hydra. Because if he sets up rocks early, like he loses a lot of momentum. I also know he always leads Ninetales, so I just let Palafin, Pidef Palafin, because it doesn't have like a good offensive matchup. It's just a nice pivot for Moth, for Ninetales, with Lumberry. I have Frostlass, kind of like nice breaker here with Insurance Policy for Moon. I have Fizdef Tusk, Fizdef with Helmet, Fizdef Screamtail, with Lagging Tail Trick for a Lilligant.
Yeah, like Fizdef Tusk versus Sun feels like such a hard Pokemon to break for like the Roaring Moon and the opposing Tusk.
Yeah, like
it
Moon
just
and
has
Tusk,
infinite physical defense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also this specifics, because I was the one that initially drafted this Sun in DCL2.
Mhm.
This team really cannot get up rocks. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have a way to get up rocks with this draft, because either you sacrifice your Tusks to get up rocks under Sun, which you don't
Yeah.
want, or you have to bring like a Bronzong or a Bastiodon or whatever, which also
Yeah.
isn't really ideal, right?
Yeah,
So
that's why I
a
didn't
lot of times we just went with no rocks game
Yeah.
plan.
That's why I didn't have like the boost. Obviously, I had Spin on Tusk because like, there's also no goes, but that's why I had like no boost Volcarona. I figured it was just like
You don't need it. Yeah.
it was because
Yeah.
the likelihood, like if he leads Tusk, he usually gets punished into this. Like everything can kind of kill it, especially when you see like Terra Dragon Hydra gone here. He doesn't. 'Cause I was expecting something to click Terra Fairy. I thought like one of the Terra Fairy was gonna come. Like Draco basically Okos the whole team.
Yeah, that's something
think-
that we also experienced with Latios in like the finals of DCL, because this is an exact copy of the DCL team.
Yeah.
We just brought Specs Latios and said if the Bronzong comes, it's not gonna stick around, right? And we can Shadow Ball it one time, you know, stuff like that. But the
Yeah.
rest of the team just gets completely farmed by Draco Meteor. And like in the actual game itself, I don't know if I uploaded it anywhere, but you can find the replay on like the Smogon forums. Like Latios got like 3 kills or something. Like it was very
Yeah, I think
very
in the
dominant.
actual game, Specs Moltres and Specs Latias.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Rookie Spring entire build.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get into the game, right? See the Terra typings. Fire's Zapdos? No,
No,
he's
no,
just being
he's
silly.
electric
Yeah,
and
yeah.
water.
Electric Lilligant, and then the
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Moth.
Iron Moth is water. Then on the other side, you were saying it's Dragon Hydreigon and Fire Screamtail.
It's also what's my? Oh no, I didn't bring my other Terra guy. Yeah,
Mhm.
Fire Screamtail was just like I was always gonna Terra the
Mhm.
Hydreigon here.
Palafin
Like
getting the
here-
form off, very nice. Yeah, Lum
Yeah.
blocks the Wisp. You get momentum early. This is
Like
great.
here, this puts it in exact range of Scarf Draco.
Oh, sweet. You're just gonna Terra immediately? Just get your KO?
I think he
Yep.
sacks it.
Yeah. Good night. Yeah. What is he supposed to do though? Like.
Yeah, like here, like I don't even have a switch in, right? So I'm just fuck it. Like, is you Terra Water, right?
It's a red card. The best case scenario for you, actually.
Literally, yeah. Like
Yeah.
now T Spikes, like obviously they're tough, but they don't like matter that
It
much.
doesn't really matter because like Hydreigon gets a kill every time.
Yeah, the game
Yeah.
is way too fast
Every
paced.
other support.
Here I get like a free flip turn, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and just KOs. Like you're just taking KOs way too fast.
And like now, what do? Like
Forces
here,
the moon,
I didn't think it was gonna be Scarf because it was awful into me.
but you never risk it, right?
I'm such in a good spot. I don't need to risk it, right?
Yeah.
And I always Ice Punch, and now like look at the nice Dusk damage.
Yeah. Like physically defensive booster Tusk in Sun.
I think I hit up my rocks too.
Oh my god, this is +1 proto attack as well, and Life Orb too.
Yeah, just like
And you just
rocks
don't
on
care.
it.
Rocks go up. That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't need anything. Frost Ice is always gonna kill,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, I want Ninetales to be in range of Poltergeist from Frostlass,
Yeah.
which is what I believe
Dude,
happens. Yeah,
that
Huh?
that Roaring Moon had so many boosts on it too. It was +1 Life Orb and proto attack. Like, and it still doesn't KO the
Just
Tusk. It's so
ate it up.
funny.
I also had Triple Axle here that could have killed, but
Yeah,
I
but you don't
really-
need to risk anything ever. Like,
Right,
Hydreigon
like
just comes
Hydra.
in, and Dragon Pulse, yeah. Only 100% accurate moves. This is in
Yeah.
range, right? Or like close to
Yeah,
it? It's close, yeah. But it doesn't do
yeah.
anything back.
So he was max speed F actually.
Mm.
He was no speed.
Now Lilligant comes in, has to hit like Sleep Powder into Insane Goob.
Are you gonna go for Sleep Powder? He's literally running T Spikes, right? So I was like, I assumed he was like this was like Mental Herb Terra Electric, so
Oh
Encore
yeah,
T Wave.
yeah.
But
This also makes sense because you just trick, yeah.
this also takes nothing, right? This is plus
Mhm.
2 attack, by the way. It's
Yeah,
doing
Biz
40
Dev.
more.
Yeah, you have
Proto
the
defense.
synthesis boost for Screamtail, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and now it's just like
Like, you abused the Sun more than Kaif did this game, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
But obviously, I had like a great draft into Sound, like Scarf Volk plus.
Yeah, this is like such an
Well,
oppressive
but-
matchup for it.
Well, I think when I initially drafted this team, this wasn't supposed to be a full Sun team. This was supposed to be like a draft with like Sun
With a Sun mode.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kaif ended up just loading Sun every week last
Yeah.
on PCL, and he was
Yeah,
like,
so
yo, we're just gonna do Sun every week because like it's hard to prep against. But I was like, this is because like you have a Zapdos on the team. So when I initially drafted this team, I was like, these are like 4 good mons with the option to run Sun. So I
Mhm.
think like against opposing Tusk and opposing Screamtail, it would probably be more wise to bench the Ninetales. and
Yeah.
potentially
Yeah.
bench, like,
But
Lilligant
you
as
know
well.
he never does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like if you don't have Sun, I think Palafin becomes like much stronger here. You're like very.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's yeah.
All right,
You
so
can expect Kaif to always Sun. So
now Canada's up 4-1, like pretty dominant. Bangladesh needs to win out just to tie. FC versus Rowlet 69-420, the greatest number of all time, some might say.
What is it? What is Tinkaton? Like a Tinkaton behind.
What is behind
Cinderella's-
this Tinkaton that's a Diancie?
Are they, like,
Diancie's
Tinkaton's
shy.
behind the Cinderella's?
You have like Diancie hiding behind the Cinderace, but like it's just funny, man.
the Tinkaton's not even in her slot. She's
I
behind.
know.
Cinderella.
It's a little goofy. Is she wide? But yeah, so we see this like Keldeo team, which I think is pretty cool. The King Gambit is raw and the Terra is torn, right?
Torn, yeah.
And then on the other side we have Terra Zarude, but not like one of the usual Zarude teams that you see in World Cup and stuff like it. A little bit more I don't know, the Latios Lando is like, I almost want to say like old gen pilled, you know? Like, is Latios really going to be your second best mon on a draft?
Well, it's more like I think the other Zarude teams have Zarude as the second best one usually,
Yeah.
and then you have like Iron Valiant or something.
Mhm.
But this one's all in on Zarude, right? Like most of the guys are supporting pieces. It looks like Tinkaton, Landers most likely supporting pieces. Then
Yeah.
Zarude is like your main way of winning, and it's your win con. It looks like. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. I feel like this team has a Ting Lu, doesn't it? This Torn team? Am I wrong about
Does it
that?
have points for Ting Lu? I feel like it doesn't have points for Ting Lu.
No, I think when we played it, it played against the Ting Lu. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
But yeah, like where's the ground type? That's where I was thinking about it. But yeah. Regardless, let's just look at the game. We have Ground Torn and what's the other Terra? Is it Comfy?
It's not on there. It's Rapier.
Okay, Riperior's benched. That's the ground
that's the
type.
ground.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
Okay.
ground.
On the other side, Electric Zarude, and then Water Diancie, but
Probably
we're gonna see
Diancie.
Zarude. Yeah. Keldeo leads off into this Tinkaton, gonna get 2-hit KO'd by a Secret Sword in exchange for rocks. Doesn't stay in, thinks the Latios is coming in, is correct about that, so free Gambit. And the rocks are actually traded here, so interesting use of the Gambit. Now Cinderace's gonna double out, predicting the Glamora into the Lando T. It's actually Defiant King Gambit, which I think is always worse than Supreme Overlord, even
Overlord.
versus Lando teams. But
It was
if
like
you're
a
rocks,
It was like a lead gambit.
yeah, if you're rocks, it's like reasonable. But yeah, surfs into Latios, and now Gambit's gonna come right back in. Probably Spadef, right?
Chopo maybe for Aurasphere.
Maybe yeah.
It was trouble. Yeah.
Mhm. I think Raw Gambit like is almost item locked to Choppel most weeks. His bulks up, Comfy's gonna come in, forces the Terra at least. 54 from that, and we see an Encore. Okay, so now, I mean, you don't really have a electric resist at this point. You need to Terra your Torn.
That was great comfy work.
Yeah, shout out to Comfy. Now the Torn's gonna come in. It is Terra
Yeah.
Ground, which is like nice. Covers the Tinkaton and the Electric Zarude and the
Nasty
Diancie.
block.
Water read.
Just Icy wins. It's like a free Torn predict, right? On the Terra Blast ground.
Go
Or not Torn,
That was a goated prediction. The second icy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, what a second icy
Well, the
win.
Icy
Never
win
mind.
is trying to cover the Lando T, is what I was trying to say, but I stumbled over my words
It's
a
more
little
so.
bit.
Yeah, it was more so for the scarf laddie. I think he assumed it was scarf at this point. He saw a lot, especially with flip turn. You kind of assume it's gonna be some.
Yeah, like
some
it covers
type of-
both, I guess, of the Terra Blast ground targets.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, you can just Terra Blast ground. He's not switching. Yeah, got him. So a really nice play there. Latios only has one more switch in, so it is gonna force out the Torn, but the Gambit's still here, able to take that Draco very comfortably.
Yep.
Now, do we just see a sucker? Yeah, save your HP.
Yeah, he's in a great position now.
Mhm.
Just gotta
This is
be
fantastic.
careful with the NC.
Yeah, Glim gonna check the Cinderace. Low kick predicting the gouging fire, but not too powerful into Glamora, and we're not even toxic debris, folks. Run toxic debris, please. Yeah, it's just a better
Is this
set,
probably
dude.
Toxic protect.
Like this
so-
Zarude, the DNC could be poisoned at this point. But anyway, I don't think it matters. He's still in a winning position. Yeah, this Keldeo is like a massive threat.
No water resist. Yeah, you tear the
Yeah.
Zarude, Terra's not surf.
Yeah, you could just stay in as
So
well,
Terra-
like get your chip.
Terra Zarude, once
And
again
now-
frauding.
Now Terra Blast just completely free, super effective against all three Pokemon. Cinderace comes in, but you're not even forced out at this point. Terra Blast, I guess Pyro Ball and Blaze maybe, but didn't it reveal Libero? Yeah, it did already. Nasty
Really
Flats
liberal.
predicting the sucker is crazy.
No, so that nasty blast is he didn't want the NC to set up a trick room because gouging fire is gonna
okay.
kill the NC at +1.
Yeah, I guess this makes sense as well. Yeah.
It's gonna put it in range of sucker or something like that. I think it puts it in range of sucker.
Makes sense.
That makes sense, right? Trick Room
Yeah,
Diancie is
exactly.
the way you can lose.
Yeah. And it was Trick Room Diancie, so now you just spam sucker.
Yeah, that was a great play from him.
I think it probably would have been still fine if you just Terra Blasted, Terra Blast, Terra Blast. But this is like technically more accurate, I guess.
I mean, I think it's he was scared like Terra Blast plus Sucker didn't kill, and then maybe.
Well,
like,
it won't kill for sure.
yeah.
But the thing is,
But I
like
think
DNC's
all
not killing back the Torn after regen.
Yeah. I think Torn was healthy enough to live.
Yeah,
Well, you could be +1 meteor beam and stuff.
On Meteor Beam?
it's
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
guaranteed win versus guaranteed win, in my opinion. So it doesn't really matter. Then after that, it looks like they didn't
Dead
play any
games.
more games. Yeah, so Canada wins 5-1, big handshake, and that's gonna be the series. So congrats to Canada making it finals. And then we'll see who faces them with this rest of the world versus UK. Yeah. Anyways, we see a Valorant mirror.
Very intense series. It was a very back and forth series.
Yeah, so back and forth. We see K-Crate versus iPro. So
Oh, this was a game. I think this might have cost us a week because our moral went down. We'll see.
yeah. Spoiler. Let's see. So these are two really good players, obviously, but both of them are not really known for their SV. So iPro like literally learned SV mechanics for this tour. Like this guy is a certified dinosaur, but K-Crick also in that same boat, right? Maybe a little bit more familiar with SV than iPro was, but regardless, this is like towards the end of the tour. Both of them, they're reasonably acclimated to SV at this point, right? Feel like K-Crick through this game, maybe we'll see.
That was his main tier.
You feel like K-Kick served this game? I can tell you right now, he did serve this game.
Oh yeah, K-Crick did run a lot of SV and DCL. I forgot about that.
Really good run. He did not have a good run. Darkrai, he went 2 and 4. It wasn't a good run. Or actually, sorry, he should have went 2 and 4. I think he plot armored a few games.
Oh
But
yeah, right. Anyways, Landomir, Valmir, different dark types, similar steel types. Like
he did not go 6-1 in DCL, not even close. Darkrai.
we can
Not
fact
even
check
close.
that. I'm pretty sure I have it open in one of my tabs.
He went 4 and 2. But he should have.
He went DCL. He went 6 and 2. So he was 6
Oh, you
and
said
1.
DCL. I thought you meant World Cup. Never mind. Yeah. in
No,
DCL.
no.
Yeah, he's 6 and 2.
He went 6
We
and
just
2 in
hating to
DCL.
hate, I guess.
I thought Darkrai was saying World
yeah.
Cup.
It's all good, all good. I get it. Okay, but yeah, roughly a mirror matchup here. Like all
Yeah.
things considered. Let's just go ahead and look at the game. So Terra Grass Root is interesting. It makes sense to do a Clodsire, right? Because FizzDef on Aware Clod kind of puts that in jail. What?
Actually, no, there was no context. Sorry, there was context for a later game. Sorry, continue.
Okay. We see double Terra Grass actually with the Urshifu and the Zarude. Makes sense, right? It's mirrored matchups. So you'd see similar Terra types. And then the other Terra type is going to be this Dunsparce, which is Poison. And on the other side, it's going to be Water on the Mimikyu.
Yeah.
Alright. So Dunsparce is going to lead off into the Shaman. Don't see really good Shaman counterplay, honestly. Crown can come in, but it's not really threatening too much back. So Dunsparce is going to stay in and take the Seed Flare. Gets off a Boom Burst, but with Lefty's Leech Seed, I mean, Shaman's perfectly happy making this trade. And Dunsparce actually goes down immediately for rocks. Urshifu's going to come in. Guaranteed Terra this turn, I think. Yeah. And we see a Swords Dance. So are we faster than Mimikyu? We are faster. Surging should just 3-hit KO this, right? Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Oh, but it does. Shout out
Oh,
Surging
wow.
Strike rolls. That was crazy. Okay. And now it should live one from Valiant, right? So you can just take like a 2-for-1 trade here. Yeah, you just take the 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So good start from K-Crick, I guess. I don't know. The Dunsparce being dead is also annoying. Now Zarude's going to come in. Able to just go for a knockoff here, I think. Terra Grasses and knocks off. Makes sense. Rocky Helmet, Clodsire, like, pretty typical against Zarude matchups. And now we're probably just going to see a Hazard go up. Or a Yawn, I guess. That also works. Now, Lando on Lando, probably going to see a U-turn. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to Yawn there, I think you may as well just commit to the Spike going up next turn. But maybe you just don't have spikes. Maybe like Yawn, recover, EQ
I'm
Toxic.
pretty sure you have spikes.
I don't know. If you had
But
spikes there, I think that was probably the click,
I don't
right?
think spikes helped this much here, right?
No. Like, Spike is nice for the other 3 Pokemon. Like, the Shaman is a massive threat as well, so a Spike would put it in range of, like, Valiant, potentially. That would be useful.
Mm. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I would have liked a Spike there, but, he switches to Landorus, which is, like, the safe play. I get it. Now Crown's gonna come in, use up its booster special attack. Probably gonna see like a Rock Polish come out, or like Agility. You know what I mean? No, just Tachyons for like about 60%, but this is synthable, right? Yeah, you just synth this off. Oh, Psychic Noise, okay. So the next Tachyon will kill, but there's a whole ass Metagross right there.
And there's AV Metagross as
Yeah,
well.
it completely walls this to the end of the earth. Especially Leech Seeded, right? Focus Blast, yeah, a crit does 53, like, grow up, man. Knockoff gonna knock it out, or Shifu is gonna come in. Can collect, I think, with the Surging Strikes. Is Shaman able to live this? It is able to live this, but is it faster?
With bulky Shifu, so it doesn't really matter, right? And with Grass, so like unless you have Air Slash.
Yeah, and Air Slash is like not a real thing to have in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Right, Power Whip from Zaru is going to knock out this Urshifu, but now Lando comes in, gets the Intimidate off. Can go for a free U-turn here. Momentum and chip on the Zarude if it stays in. Oh, it's Adrenaline Orb. Sludge Wave, okay. But it's eject button. Okay, stupid Lando v Lando.
Too much going on at this point.
But this is Special Landorus, so Earth Power gonna force out the Metagross back into the Lando, but this Lando clearly designed to take on the other Lando. Just gonna be a free nasty plot. How does Cake lose this?
Well, you will see.
I will see, but
yeah, what is it? The game
how do we
looks
lose this? You're Sludge Wave, right? You Sludge Wave the Zarude?
Scarf?
Oh, it
It
is
is
Scarf.
Scarf.
Okay, okay.
Val takes one.
Val's faster.
Well, Val's booster, so it's faster.
Mhm. Now can Lando 1v2? Like, the Claude is not a real Pokemon here, so you just have to think... Wait, D-Bond? Oh no! No! He's so stupid!
Oh.
Okay, so
You
for the
just
folks
switch
at home,
out.
yeah, you sack the Clodsire, reset the
You
-1,
sack
and you
Clodsire,
Moonblast twice, and it's completely free. Like,
Oh
Exactly.
no!
That's
Cake
why
really
it
chokes
reveals
me.
all the items. It reveals like
The thing is-
item.
that play only loses if this is literally Fly Landorus, which it has to be Rocks, because the Metagross is AV. So, yeah, complete choke job, I think. But UK goes up 1-0, shout out. Now we have Lucas versus Palkia.
UK does go up 1-0 off the back of the Cake Rick, so.
Yeah, that Landorus should have won, I think. But, like, Scarf Zarude, I guess. Always able to check it, at least. Also
Hello,
didn't need to plot, I think. I think you probably did
Hello,
need to plot.
Gregory.
hello. The greatest SV player in the world has arrived.
Oh, good, because we're watching SV.
I know I have your stream open.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Greg. It's gonna be awesome. We have Lucas versus Palkia, two players that like they're not like top of the like tiers, but have had good
They're doing
performances recently. Yeah.
Palkia's going into this game. Lucas,
Personally, I
Yeah,
think Lucas is the
Palkia,
GOAT.
yeah, Palkia's actually won both DCLs, by the way. So very cool stuff there. And then yeah, Lucas has had some pretty good performances recently. This build though,
Lucas
like,
is pulled down by Blitz, so he's
Yeah.
actually the GOAT, but he can't,
True.
can't really show it off.
so true. I do like this Palkia team, honestly. This is the kind of thing that I would like to use. This like Lucas team, maybe not so much, right? Just like my personal preferences, I love Deoxys speed. I think Bolt's great. I love Hearth Flame and stuff like that.
Lucas team isn't that great. Is Terra Annihilate and Terra Necrozma? It's a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, this is like one of the leftover drafts, right? When you have to like, we need to build one more
Lucas-
draft out of this draft pool.
Yeah.
Man.
Lucas wanted to use Necrozma, so we gave him the Necrozma build, but it's not
Yeah.
great in
I mean, it makes sense, right? Let me just look at it. Terra Ghost Annihilate makes sense. Like the Ghost resist only Cyclozar, which is yeah, not an Annihilate check. And then you have Terra Electric Bolt, Terra Fairy Cyclozar,
We benched Domfan.
Fire Moth. No, it's a Ground Necrozma. Okay.
So Palkia just opted to not bring a Ghost Resist, even with the Terra. Is that correct?
I mean, what are you tearing to resist Ghost, right?
Well, I don't know.
They're
It's
all
the-
weak to
I just
fighting.
assumed.
Why would you bring a Ghost Resist against an eye? Like if you tear out, like this
Is it-
guy has like
It has
Annihilate
CC.
strength is like nothing resists dual stab.
Yeah.
Well, I think the more pressing issue is the no electric resist vs Bolt, no? With Terra Electric Bolt?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It could be like
Yeah.
a Scarf Bolt or something like that. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
what was on the
have to-
bench.
That's what Necrozma's for. Just Terra Ground.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna, I'm
we
gonna have
just
to go, but thank you for having me on. It was a blast. I gotta go though.
All right. Thanks for joining.
All right,
See you.
Okay.
Yo, is that Greg, my Ditto Tour teammate from Tidal? I think that is.
Title's the GOAT. That's all I know.
Yeah, true. So we're
Everybody-
leading Necrozma because you want that electric resist ASAP, but you can't
No, we're
exactly
leading
Terra.
Necrozma.
You can't
It's
Terra.
a sacrifice lead. It's a
Oh, is
sacrifice
it?
lead.
Oh, so we just are not choosing to switch into Bolt at all. I mean, you're gonna trade the Ogre Pond for it at least, but I mean, that Trailblaze was not forced, right?
Yeah.
Could have just been 2-hit KO'd, but regardless.
The point was just to weaken or like beat anything 1v1. So we're like expert about EP, Fruitigo Dengo, and like power gem for the Ogre
Yeah.
and never intended
Ooh.
to get up.
Massive Ice Punch on the Switch. That's gonna hurt. But now the Annihilape is toxic at least, so not Scarf Annihilape.
It's
Which
AV.
usually you do see Scarf when it's Terra Ghost, so that's interesting. So AV Ghost makes sense, right? Terra
Yeah.
Blast. Yeah, it's stronger than Rage Fist at this moment. And now Calm Mind Raging Bolt. But Thunderclap is only doing 42, I guess. I guess it's enough, right? Another Thunderclap,
Yeah, but,
though.
like, you weaken the Bolt, which is the main threat.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of an even trade, frankly.
Okay, honestly, this Raging Bolt should have gotten way more done. Like, why is it already at 21%?
I think it was interesting to just go into the Raging Bolt so early. Like,
Yeah, like you didn't
Yeah, I
need
mean,
to.
what's in the Annihilate? You could have waited a bit before going to the Raging Bolt.
Like
so-
here, is it
Right.
really Raging Bolt your best option? Maybe it is. Like these other Pokemon don't deal with Annihilape. Maybe you kind of had to. You don't
Yeah.
like to do it, but maybe it was required. I think the Calm Mind was maybe troll. It was just T-Bolt, honestly.
yeah, I feel that.
Because you take an extra Terra Blast for no reason. Like you're still gonna pick up a KO no matter what. Darkrai comes in. Oh, do we sub on the clap? We do. And doesn't clap the second time? Oh, that's sinister.
Yeah.
Actually
He has to,
dominated.
right? Like, what if this thing was like Nasty Plot or something behind a sub? Now he's +2 and you didn't damage it. He got extra leftovers. Turn.
So sub lefties. Could it be Dark Ice? I mean, we don't
With
see
Dark
anything
Ice.
that prevents that right now, but maybe something on
It's-
the bench.
The last move is Hypnosis.
Okay, yeah, so no nasty
Oh,
plot
okay.
anyways.
Mhm.
But yeah. Deoxys is gonna come in, revenge that with a superpower. All good. Klefki though, able to take it. Usually you see physical defensive Klefki versus Deoxys, but this one is not phys def.
Yeah.
This one is
Very nice
just-
double, by the way.
Or it might be phys def, but like maybe
yeah,
Adamant
the Klefki
Deoxys.
Klefki is Petra Berry Trick or Petra Berry Switcheroo.
What berry?
Petra Berry.
Berry.
Yeah, it's for the Gliscor.
Yeah, you just take away the
Oh.
Toxicor.
That's
Yeah,
actually
they-
super
they
funny.
They can't Toxicor back up.
That's
but
actually
you
so
shield
funny.
it,
I love
and
that.
then
Yeah.
But it was because our team was 6-0 less sub-toxic.
Oh, I thought
Gliscor.
he was Hypnosis.
Yeah.
Or does he? Oh, sub Hypnosis, no Nasty Plot.
Yeah.
sub-hypnosis. No nasty plot. Yeah.
Yeah, his Darkrai is like a massive problem though. Like,
Yeah.
can't just go Klefki again. Or no, you
No,
sack
you
the
can sack
Rotom.
Rotom. Yeah, because then
That's
you can go
fine,
into
yeah.
the Volcarona for free. Kind of, I
Oh,
assume.
that's an Iron
You
Moss,
also
buddy.
get-
Get with the times.
You also get a free T-Wave with.
That is a Volcarona, dude. It looks like a Spider-Man. That's all I know.
Bro. Now light screen goes up. Sure. Now Deoxys comes in. Probably just gonna double back to Cyclozar on the T-Wave. Nope. Doesn't. Just
Oh.
dodges instead.
And now I
yeah.
know why Lucas.
But now you
This
have
is
to
with the Blitz
E-Speed.
holdback right
Yeah,
here.
E-Speed's gonna kill this now. But with the light screen up, Iron Moth lives anything. Darkrai, also it's -1, so Darkrai
We're
can...
also booster Speed Moth, so.
Oh yeah, so this is like completely
booster
over.
and
Yeah.
multiple ways to win this game.
hmm
You're what type of moth?
The
Booster
Volcarona
Speed.
is Choice Scarf. Let me translate for you.
I know what booster energy is.
yeah.
I just
Act
couldn't
like
hear
it, buddy.
Yeah, he gets to boost his highest stat, I believe, right?
He said, "I believe." This guy.
I believe. What's the ratio? Like, what's the X? One.
Okay, this is not a test. Okay, so that evens up the series 1-1, and now we have Chiyu later versus Batty. Batty
Oh, this
games.
was a depressing game to watch.
Oh
Holy shit.
no, are we all gonna get
It's a
depressed?
long one. You might want to speed it up for this.
Chat,
one,
take
but,
your antidepressants. We need to be prepared.
I see a Jigglypuff and a Swampert, so not looking too good.
Charles gaming back to back. We do have Charles Cyclozar appearing in back to back games. This is true. I don't really feel like looking at this matchup too much. I'm just gonna watch the game. We
it's
have
a long one.
yeah.
And you can just start. Yeah.
Ghost Chiyu is interesting, and then the other Terra is what? Cyclozar? Normal?
It's like
Yeah,
a
okay.
normal.
And then on the other side we have Water Ogerpon and then Fairy Moltres. Okay, so Fairy Moltres able to like flip the resist on the Chiyu, I guess, make it a little bit more annoying to lock into something. But Play Rough after the SD, Dragonite reveals to be physically defensive with T-Wave. Just gonna roost until full para and happens immediately. Now another T-Wave? Because you're forcing this out low-key. No, Ice Spinner's into a helmet, which is actually really big for Batty games.
Yeah, Jigglypuff putting in work.
And now Swampert takes 13 and is gonna get rocks up, so shout out to Screamtail being absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dragonite can actually switch in on this at +0 and just roost, give your multi-scale back. Yeah. And now this Swampert did reveal like max Spadef, so it can come in on this Terapagos. Iron Hands instead, so maybe AV. We see a Toxic though, so good click there. Nothing really can come in on Toxic and Protect, yeah.
Yeah, so this was pretty depressing because before the game started, like a few days ago, I was like, "AC, you should bring Empoleon as the rocker over Swampert for Toxic Protector Apagos."
Yeah,
And he was
it's a good
adamant
set.
that he was adamant it was never going to come because we also have the Pheasantipity on the bench. He was like, he will always be Calm Mind. I was like, if you bring AV Crown plus Empoleon, you'll cover any Terapagos set.
Yeah.
But we ended up not bringing the Empoleon, and now you see this Terapagos getting insane mileage out of Toxic Protect. So.
At least the Ogerpon isn't getting too much done. But like this Dragonite is always going to be a free Terapagos. You can pair it, but that doesn't really stop the threat.
Right.
Because like it's still forcing a KO like right now. I mean, I guess like you can full pair on the Protect here. It doesn't even want to risk it. Makes sense. Yeah, just go Moltres. Maybe Lando would have been a little bit more accurate, right? You cover both stab options. Bravebird's into the Swampert though. I guess it's no spin on Terapagos, so you keep your rocks up always. That's nice. Sneasler gets in and it's going to force a KO. This Iron Hands is going down. We have Ghost Chiyu, which could counterclaim here. But no, Cycles are instead going to come out. Just like...
Yeah, there's a reason that she doesn't want to come out this early yet, so...
Okay, U-turn is going to at least chip this a little bit. Takes multiple helmets, but you're fine with that. You have regen. Swampert comes in, can just get that lefty's chip hill. EQ's just in case it's not Protect, which some Screamtails do tend to drop. But yeah, this Screamtail's going back up to full, so all that progress from Cyclozar earlier is kind of taken out. But in return, the Swampert gets lefties back to full, so fair enough trade, right? Now, can you just pass to Terapagos here? No, pass to Moltres, I guess. Pass to Terapagos and get back your shell. Could have been like really devastating, I think. Here's a Yawn. You burn the Swampert, but now you can't Toxic it. Maybe that's not even that bad for Swampert. No. I mean, the Swampert wasn't getting anything done anyways. Like,
yeah, the Swampert was like pretty useless after
yeah, it's hard to kill, but it doesn't do anything. It's like Milotic. Like cosplaying a Milotic this game. But I guess it got rocks up, which is better than nothing. But like, yeah, 16. Like,
Can't believe we live in a world where Empoleon would have been more useful than a Swampert. This gen is so sad.
That would never happen in ADV.
never would have happened in Sun and Moon either.
Yeah. Hey,
But
Lando
yeah, it
comes in.
becomes a pretty intense kind of Star Wars.
This
in a
Lando here
sense.
is weird, I think, because you don't really know if this is like.
You don't know the last move, right?
Yeah, it's Ice Punch, but like it could have been like Surf or something. That would have been pretty bad. Maybe you like assume Flip Turn, at worst case, which is burned. It's fine, and you want the rocks up.
You got a freeze, which honestly doesn't really matter that much this game. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, the Lando wasn't ever breaking anything. Right, it's bulky
Yeah.
D-Knight, Spit F Swampert. D-Knight in here, just gonna roost, or what? T-Wave? Earthquakes the
Earthquake.
Screamtail, makes sense. You can just T-Wave this, yeah. Now just switch to Swampert. But
And proceed
again,
to
this
do
doesn't do
nothing.
anything. Like, you're not even getting leftovers now. Like, you can just wish to Turtle or something.
Yeah, you can just wish pass us the Screamtail.
Mm-hmm. Chiyu comes in, but Moltres is free in this situation. Oh, Nasty Plot. Maybe not so free. Yeah, it was Boots Chiyu, so maybe I should have recognized that. But Brave Bird gonna trade some HP, I guess, but in range of Flame Charge. Goes for Flame Charge, actually thaws the Lander, so if this is Scarf Landorus...
Yeah, we were super scared of Scarf Lander.
Yeah. Okay, Terra is just in case. Yeah. I mean, you were gonna Terraghost this turn anyways, I think, versus the
Yeah.
Terrapagos. So, trades the Terrapagos being dead for the Chiyu being poisoned. We're gonna see a Protect, of course. You would really love like a Healing Wish and a Chiyu. I think that would just win.
Yeah, we don't have a Healing Wish user,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I feel like you could have Dark Pulse there for the chance to flinch, Clips Power. But
I mean, it's really the same thing at the end of the day. But yeah, maybe Dark Pulsing the Terrapagos initially was correct. But like maybe you also think that Flamethrower might kill from this range.
yeah,
Which
I mean,
is
like, I get why
totally
you
fair enough,
Yeah.
right?
And he was one rock switching from doing that too.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more patient, but also this like Wish Pass to Terrapagos could have happened as well in the meantime. So
Right.
yeah, nothing's guaranteed here. Then U-turn Cyclozar catches the Ogerpon, so this is now dead to rocks, making progress. But this Screamtail is like pretty much immortal at this point. Like, what's killing
Yeah, the Screamtail
Screamtail?
walls everything on the game, you see.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can bank on Paras,
Typically
but
just wins.
Swampert is not the Pokemon to bank Paras on. And then we Ice Punch, just trying to catch the Moltres, I guess.
Yeah, I really didn't like this sequence.
I mean, the Swampert is completely useless anyways. Like,
It was useless, but like I think the only way you win this game is to bank on Paras.
yeah.
Was one of depending was either Weavile or Cyclozar,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much like I feel like he was pretty like trying to position it to a way where like he can get one of them in freely. But I feel like in the process of doing that, he kind of wasted too much PP, and you'll see that it comes to bite him later.
All right. Once I heard that, I took that as my cue to dip. I hope everyone enjoys the stream. Take care, everyone.
This one's a lot.
And self KOs with the Ice Punch. Just really doesn't want that Moltres healing up. Now Weavile finally comes in, but it takes Rock, so it could be Choice Banded here.
No,
it's
we're
Dice.
loaded.
Yeah.
We needed one para here, and we could have won, I think.
Yeah, because you have multiple turns to fish for it. It's a 3-hit KO. Sacks the Ogerpon,
but
I'm
you-
not really sure why. Maybe Scarf Sneasler?
It is Fake Out or Scarf, I think, one of the two.
Oh, yeah.
But if we got the para there, I'm pretty sure we've all just won, because it lives in other rocks switching. So Screamtail
Yeah,
can't wish
that's
out.
true. Now
But
Moltres gonna
it's
get
Fake Out.
sacked. Yeah.
It's fine. Cyclozar still comes in. It forces a kill on Moltres, and this is a second opportunity for a para on Screamtail.
Yeah, you have the Wish and the Protect turn that you would need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately, we don't get either one.
No. U-turn just to reset the regen, I guess, but...
I think you had to go for. Oh, by the way, there's a funny turn. If the Moltres
Oh,
Flame
no.
Body, if the Moltres
Oh,
Flame
Facade,
Body,
yeah. Would have been nice.
Facade, yeah,
But I'm
we
thinking
have-
here, on this turn after this Protect, do you not just double edge?
Yeah, no, that's what I think you have to. I think
That's a
U-turn
double
was
edge,
mis-
yeah.
Yeah, the U-turn was a misplay. I think you always have to pray for power on the double edge, and then hope D-Knight can win the remaining.
Yeah,
game.
because like if you double edge there, that's a difference of like 20%, right? 36 versus 18. But the 18 was a crit, so
I mean, he double edged into Screamtail before in the game, so we can see how much it does from that.
Yeah, I know it does
right?
36. But like 36 plus EQ would not have KO'd actually.
Yeah, so you still need 2 power that way, I think, because you
Mhm.
died to recoil on the first double edge. So
Yeah.
maybe U-turn is fine. But like, and then the rest of the game is just like, oh, he tried to catch the wish here to regen up Cyclozar,
Yeah, he did.
and then he tried to do it again later.
I mean, this doesn't do anything though. Cyclos is always going to be in range. Yeah, and eventually the Dazzle does come out.
Yeah.
And this is just cooked, right?
Pretty rough. Well, you can still PP stall the Screamtail if you
can,
play
yeah.
optimal.
There's only 2 more
Is there
wishes.
only 5?
But there's
Yeah,
no more
there's only 5.
earthquakes.
But
So-
I think he spammed Earthquake too much here. And I think earlier when the D-Knight came in, imagine if he didn't sack the Swampert earlier, right?
I
To do
mean, you
nothing.
could have just spammed T-Waves as well, I think. You have
Right, that's
32
what I'm
T-Waves, and if Sneasler comes
could
in
have
on T-Wave,
spammed
you just
T-Wave.
win.
Right. But I think
Maybe
earlier
you're
if
worried
he didn't
about...
sack-
No, actually, if you T-Wave into an Encore, then Hard
You could-
Sneasel or Dire Claw is probably a win, right?
But I think at the same time it's like it's powered, so like unless
There's
he
still an
hard
out,
Swampert,
yeah.
and if you don't sack the Swampert earlier, you have the opportunity to switch between Swampert and D-Knight for more Wish PP stall.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like there's a lot of things I feel like could have been done differently this game.
Yeah, so Screamtail with like the slow victory. But yeah, so UK's gonna take that one. The series is now 2-1 for UK. And we have Gypsy versus Josh. Now I actually watched this game already. Absolute banger. And by
Absolute
banger,
banger.
I mean you're gonna punch your monitor while you're watching this. Everyone at home, you're all punching your monitors. But anyways, let's see. Let's just play it. We have Terra Grass Ogrepon. We have what's the other Terra? Maybe it's Araquanid. Who's to say?
I think it was Arachnid.
Yeah, it would make sense. Then Dragon Bolt,
then
and Fairy
Water.
Araquanid. So double Terra Araquanid is funny. See Jirachi lead off. Gonna get forced out here by Araquanid into Raging Bolt, the water resist, but Stockpile comes out. Very interesting tech.
Yeah,
Sayla's gonna
we thought
come
we
in
were
on
going to
this.
get mirror coded. We really thought we were going to get mirror
Yeah,
coded.
yeah, reasonable.
And I'm pretty sure Gypsy thought that as well since
Yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yeah,
to save
yeah.
us.
But then the Disable Encore is gonna diffuse the situation. You just double out here. Now you get light screen up. Fair enough. But now Araquanid comes right back in. Okie dokie comes in though. Gunk's gonna 2-hit KO this. Liquidation, not enough. Okay, Protect Lefty's Araquanid is definitely unique. Now doubles on Raging Bolt. I'm not really sure what's this expecting though. Okay, sure. Want to get your Draco Meteor off? 59 to Mesprit. We don't see Citrus. So next time Raging Bolt's in, Draco's going to either hit the treads or get a KO. Arachnid's going to take this on. Yeah, Leech Life KOs this. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Master was like a one-time bolt switching kind of thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Now Arachnid breaks the balloon on Jirachi, which is good for the treads, of course. Now Ironhead, are you gonna flinch down this Arachnid? Really? Is that our
Doesn't
game
end up
plan?
happening.
I don't know about that. Okay, Encore. Like, yeah, okay. So this is forced out immediately. Oh, the Drain Punch on the tread switch. Really heads up play by
Yeah.
Gypsy.
That was a nice drain punch.
Mm-hmm. Now Sableye comes in, it is Fizz Def, so able to take this Earthquake pretty comfortably and recover it off. And you can just Light Screen versus Darkrai. Nothing really preventing you from
Yeah.
doing so. Oh, catches the Oki on the switch with Psychic, so crucially breaks
This
the
was-
Pyapa Berry.
This was an insane psychic pick.
Yeah,
by
that
the
was
way,
crazy.
'cause Arachnid is like a very free switch into Darkrai as well on the ice.
But the thing is,
So-
the Sableye, it's like it
And
can't
the
stay
Sableye
in.
can
It had
recover.
to switch.
Yeah.
So it's either Enamorus or Oki coming in. So maybe you just like call the Sludge Bomb or something like that. Maybe an Ice Beam trying to cover Enam. I get it. But now Endure. But the freeze on the Ice Beam, so Enamorus gets frozen.
Now, okay. This turn right here, we pretty much won the game immediately. because we were Tailwind.
Yeah. You get +2, right? You Tailwind this turn, or you...
Yeah, you Tailwind. You get +2/+2.
Yeah, and then you have
And
like
that's
3
nothing
more
to do.
turns.
Yeah, because
Yeah, you have 2
D-Knight
more
Ice
after.
Spinner does 20. D-Knight Ice Spinner does 0, so you just Super Power to play rough, and then Ogre Pawn does 0 as well.
Yeah.
And then...
Would have been very hard to
Unless-
stop for sure.
Yeah. Like, I feel like even if you managed to kill the Namorous at this position, like, it was far too behind. You were far too
Yeah.
behind to win against Raging Bolt at that point.
And then a Dark Pulse flinch on Araquanid, so this Darkrai getting way more than it bargained for. Bolt comes in,
Yeah.
has to hit the Thunderclap, gets it. And now Treads comes in. Raging Bolt's just going to stay in though. You're not an electric type anymore, so Earthquake's not really too much damage. It looks to be a physically defensive Bolt. Ice Spinner doing 29? That's ridiculous.
Dude,
The
Bolt is
Sableye,
broken. Bolt
I mean,
is
yeah.
so good.
the thing is the
Like,
Sableye
there's-
doesn't ever really like do damage. It just like stops Josh from doing his thing.
Right.
Like maybe if rocks are up, like it could actually like force switches repeatedly and get damaged that way, but in a game like this, like all you're really doing with Sableye is giving Araquanid leftovers. Unless you decide to sack your Araquanid for no reason. I mean, not no reason, right? There's no Dragon Pulse resist at this point.
Yeah, he thought he was the other guys more than
Mhm.
Arachnid. Yeah.
But now, like, you're able to disable the treads and you threaten Encore. So another recover comes out. Like, you can't do
But, like,
anything to this
Sableye
D-Knight.
can't do anything, right? You get a free D-Knight, you can get a free Ogre Pawn. Like, you
Yeah,
have,
like,
you have
between
idea.
D-Knight and, like, Treads EQ, there's nothing that you don't mind being encored into. So you should just loop this back and forth. Earthquake,
Right, exactly. And it looks like it's completely over. Gypsy
Yeah.
cannot win because he
switch
can't
back
get a
to
free.
Dragonite, and you can just Ice Spinner repeatedly. But
Right.
actually, no, not Ice Spinner, Earthquake. You always Earthquake every time with both of them.
Right, because the Namorous is frozen. Right?
Yeah,
And the Sableye can only sit there and recover because it can't ever switch to Raging Bolt on the EQ. So.
yeah.
So at this point, right, like from Gypsy's perspective, you have two ways to win, right? You can go hard and Namorous on the EQ and hope you stall.
Well, this is
Or
how you
you
get
double-
it, right? You
or you
encore the
double it.
treads into Ice Spinner, and then you go Jirachi.
Right. You go Jirachi, so...
So here,
'cause
flinch
it's forced
chance,
to do that,
Of
and
course,
then you
doesn't
try
get
and
it.
Yeah.
So now, gonna have to sack the Enamorous, but catches the Earthquake and then goes Sableye on the E-Speed. So actually, completely outplays this Dragonite, threatens the Encore.
And now the Dragonite's forced to switch, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't say the Encore.
And he actually catches the switch to Ogerpon on the Raging Bolt, gets leftovers and a KO. So absolute
like,
god tier
that-
sequence
that-
there.
That Ogre Pawn double was insane, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
from Yosha's perspective, you can always just E-Speed again because you know it's not Wisp. You know,
Yeah, there's
like,
no,
you can-
it's not forced until the Encore actually happens.
right, exactly. And like you can just
And you can also go
always-
treads too, like
Right. Like you're not forced to go to Ogerpon that turn. It's not like a play you have to make. You can waste 3 turns to do it, and it's the same process. Like Gypsy has to call the exact turn where he would switch into Ogerpon to make that double even possible.
you can
Which
also
is good.
literally E-Speed 8 times until the Encore runs
Right,
out.
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. You can E-Speed 4 times and switch. You can E-Speed 5 times and switch. Like you have to
Yeah.
do whatever you want from Joshua's perspective.
But now Draco
now
one
it's like-
shots the Ogerpon, and like now Sableye is able to just encore this thing into Ice Spinner, and Jirachi's gonna clean up the game. Like absolutely insane.
Like how did Gypsy come back after the freeze plus the flinch, right?
There's that, but also like how do you lose as Josh? This is like really diabolical. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a rough game for UK, but it was a good for us since we needed this.
Yeah. So this evens up the series 2-2. So really back and forth. Now we have Gorex versus Nala. This custom is so funny. The Snorlax head is very funny. I like that. That's my teammate. Yippee! Yeah. What else now? I mean, you have a Tatsugiri. That's pretty rare. But Terra Hydrapple. Does Hydrapple just 6-0 this? Low-key?
You would think that's the case, right?
I would think. Because, like, you just run Terrafire, right? And nothing really switches in on that. The things that actually hit Terrafire are weak to your stabs. So,
So I think what happened was we were originally Terra Steel? No, Terra Poison, maybe? I think Poison we were originally, maybe.
I mean, I guess for the Enam.
Or yeah, for the Enam. But then before the game, we got scared of Superpower Assault Vest Enam. And
So you made it like Ghost or what?
So they made it Ghost. So I wasn't. I was sleeping
Oh, okay.
when this happened.
Yeah, hands off, hands off.
I don't think we should have Ghost personally, and you will see how that ends up.
Well, Ghost also like weakens you against Ting Lu and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, partially enough, if you want Ghost, it's like you can spin block the Tatsugiri. Right?
Yeah.
Really
I guess my suggestion of Fire is also weak to Ting Lu, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm raw.
You also force run boots, right? With Fire.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But the thing is, like, you resist Cinder, Curum, and Enamorous, which is like a lot. So like, I think it might be worth it. But anyways, Ghost Hydra Apple, other Terra, was it like Gren? Water Gren?
It's Water Gren.
Yeah, and then on the other side, Dark on the Enamorous, so not what you want to see as the Ghost Hydra Apple. And what Poison Tatsugiri, Fairy, Rotom.
I think it's Rotom. Rotom.
I think it's both of them, yeah. So Rotom leads off into the Terrapagos. Immediate trick, Sticky Barb on Terrapagos. That's actually so huge. Oh my god, that's massive.
That's not what you want to say.
No, especially if it's like leftovers Terrapagos, you're designed to like stick around a long time. 1v1 the Ting Lu over time.
We're designed to be toxic, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's like the worst turn one possible, I think. And now Tatsu gets the spin off immediately, so you're not even able to keep up the hazards. So the trap is basically just dead for fun. Like, yeah. Knocks off the Ting Lu at least. Citrus Berry Ting Lu. I mean, shout out to J Ricky, right? Now Trappo's gonna come in. Can we spin? I guess we're gonna prevent the spikes going up for now, but you're on a timer quite literally. Okay, Citrus Tatsugiri. If it spun or something, it could steal the Sticky Barb back, which would be so funny. But yeah, we're just gonna trade HP here. I guess Metagross being at half now is pretty annoying for the Enam. That's Earth Power range, right?
We're AV, so I think we love an EP. But
if you're AV, then it'll be close though. Like with that spike up, now you're definitely in range. Yeah, and Zapdos not really forcing out this Ting Lu. You're gonna get max hazards on this thing.
Well, we're Metal Sound Hurricane for Ting Lu, but like
yeah, but
I frankly these misses did not matter.
Yeah, like the Ting Lu is only here for the Zapdos, and if it goes down, you really don't care about it.
Like we were always gonna lose this game.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Source Dance to the Gren, but Body Press gonna like put this thing very low. You get the bond off.
There's some argument that if you weaken this Ting Lu, you didn't have to take the Body Press, and then the Gren could do something.
Maybe, but it's Life Orb, so I'm just gonna die to recoil. And it was Quick Attack anyways, so like maybe you needed like 4 hits versus this plus a higher HP. But
well,
like,
I'm thinking
that was
like
actually plus 3, so.
If you land the Metal Sound plus Hurricane, you don't need to SD.
Yeah, you just liquidate, and then you're +1 though. I don't think +1 will kill Curum.
I don't think it's strong. Well, you do have Terra Water, so a Nam cannot come. But I think Curum low kick, it might like I don't know what their set is, but it might not live a low kick maybe. But it's hard to say.
I mean, I'd expect +1 low kick to not be enough. I think it'd be close though, but I don't think it would KO Curum from full.
Right.
Regardless, maybe that was a better path, right? Weaken the Ting Lu first, and then just.
Well, but yeah, that was only if you landed Metal Sound
Hurricane,
right? So you have to go for the SD.
I mean, I get it. Like, what else is Zapdos doing versus Ting Lu? You may as well risk the Hurricane. So missing is unfortunate. Alright, Metagross takes that KO, and now Enamorous comes in. Takes a Bullet Punch, but Superpower is coming out.
And then now supposedly the Ghost Hydra Apple that was designed.
Yeah, designed. Yeah, specifically for this set, just gets one shot. Love to see it. I mean, Terra Blast Dark does make a lot of sense because, if anything, you usually expect like Ghost, like for Terrapagos plus Terra Blast coverage into the Metagross. So if the Metagross is any berry, it's probably going to be Kasib Berry, not Colbur. So it makes a lot of sense there. Alright, so Nala's going to take that game, and that puts UK in the lead. Now we have you versus Professor Chipboard. Right?
Ooh, yeah, we do.
I think I watched this game live as well. Anyways, this is a team like the Chop Meow Zap kind of thing. I think it's pretty cool. Like, I like all the mons on here, but I know Addison was saying like it felt weak in practice. I'm not really too sure how. Like, just use the mons better, low-key.
Sure how
Yeah, these are some powerful mons. Anyways, on the other side we have this like it's like Keldeo Meowscarada thing. I think that combination is strong, and you have a great Tusk on there. So like, if you if the DPL drafts are anything to say, this is two top 3 Pokemon, right? Meow plus Art plus Great Tusk. So if you lose, it's your fault.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, but you know, nobody's fighting over with me when it comes to like Arcaludon and Keldeo.
Alright, let's see the game. We see Terra Electric on the Tusk. Other Terra's what?
I benched the Syrian.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And then on the other side, we see Terra fighting Zapdos and Terra Bug Ceruledge. Probably just gonna see the Ceruledge Terra, right?
Yeah.
Right, Ceruledge being Bug probably indicates Flash Fire, but there's no Fire type actually, so it could just be Weak Armor. Immediate bulk up turn 1, just going for game. Love to see it. Surely this will work. Yeah, Foul Play is doing a decent amount, but okay, doing all this means you're definitely rest, right?
Right. But here's like, I should have switched to Arcaludon on the turn before.
Yeah, like predicting the rest, because it's so obvious.
Yeah, but I was also like, are you really going to risk 3 confusions in a row and get rewarded?
Yeah, I mean, it's modern gens. Confusion is fake.
Yeah, it's 32% still, but...
Okay, Rocky Helmet Arch is going to force this out with Roar. So, gets out of that one alive at the cost of a lot of HP. Now Mesmer's going to come in and sling up the rocks, I assume. Eerie Impulse is crazy.
I'm not sure why he Eerie Impulse.
Yeah, what's the point here? I don't get it, but sure. No rocks, which is interesting. Yeah, so we're just going to get the... Okay, but the Ceruledge has revealed all 4, right? So you know Keldeo is always free against it. There's no Ghost Stab. Yeah, with screens up, Petrarunt able to take this very comfortably. Poltergeist gonna miss, so physical Petrarunt here.
That miss was kind of impactful later, but like it's whatever.
Yeah, maybe. But Meow comes in on Tinkaton. Usually it's the other way around, but it just wants the spikes up. Makes sense. Because there's no removal, so you just stack all your hazards. And this is also foul play. Okay. Gonna copy Okay. I get
this was
it.
interesting because I calced incorrectly. I had stab on my mouse still when I was calcing this, so foul play did a lot more than it actually ended up doing. But I decided to copycat the vocal, which the copycat was supposed to be for
Slime Season just released a diss track on Zazo's team. Send that to me right now. If that actually exists, send it to me right now.
It is. Toxic posted.
Oh my god. Someone DM that to me. Yeah, after this game, we're definitely live reacting to that. That's so funny. But anyways, Citrus Berry copycat foul play Meowscarada. That's a crazy tech.
It was 4 rocks. I wanted to get rocks up on Tinkaton.
Yeah, but you didn't. Like, you had the opportunity and you didn't take it, so...
But I didn't want to get T-Wave that turn specifically, too, which is why I went for Spikes over Copycat Industry.
Okay, well... You're never going to be able to make that play again on the rocks, so...
It happened in Mox, though. It happened in Mox.
Yeah. I get it. Now, he actually is very gracious and lets you save the sack fodder, so very nice. And then also graciously misses the Hurricane. Very nice.
Well, I don't think it mattered because you received both as nothing.
Yeah, 33, yeah. Did not matter. Now Dragalge's going to come in on the Toxic. So if you hit that original Poltergeist, it would be in range now, but also should have just Poltergeist on the Switch in that case. Noob.
Alright.
Okay, this gets the Booster Tusk in for an Ice Spinner KO. Not really much that Chipboard can do about that one.
Yeah.
And
I feel
now
like rather than
Chomp
spin,
comes in.
if I
You can
use
just
one
spin
thing.
here for a spin KO.
Yeah.
Gets rid of the rocks and gets a speed boost. Now what's revenging this Great Tusk? Zapdos. So yeah, you just take this guaranteed Ice Spinner chip, I think.
Yeah, like if a cane misses, I think I win on spot. So
Yeah. I also was thinking when I was watching this that if you just Healing Wish into your Great Tusk with your Mesprit, you just win the game on the spot.
yeah, I was thinking that, but I wanted to save the Healing Wish for 2 Keldeos because I thought Keldeo had a better chance to 1v1
Yeah, like
everything.
both of them
Great
win,
Tusk.
right? It's one or the other. It doesn't matter which. So we.
But
get
like I
the
thought,
Zapdos-
my Great Tusk gets walled by Ceruledge after my attack booster is gone because I'm not bulk up.
Oh, does it? Okay, so
yeah.
then Keldeo's better. And Zapdos at 40 should be in range of Surf, right?
Yeah, it's like a 97% chance to kill, I think. The Keldeo.
Nice. So we see another special Meowscarada. Shout out. A lot of weird Meowscarada builds in this video. Anyway, Toxic's the Zapdos, which is really, really nice. And now what? You just go Mesprit and set up a light screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then get Keldeo in to go for game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, going Ceruledge is for sure wrong, because now Keldeo comes in for absolutely free.
Yeah.
Yeah, Healing Wish is in the
I
air.
I think the Ceruledge, once it kind of didn't work out early game, it was never going to get an
Yeah,
opportunity to do
Round 2
anything
is
again.
never happening once you reveal all 4.
Yeah.
Especially Calm Mind Keldeo. This is just a complete goobing.
Yeah. You'll see his item ends up being like Miranda, so he was probably
Yeah,
expecting like a Keldeo. But
Uh,
I thought CM Keldeo was a phenomenal win con here as long as I weakened Dragalge, so
mm-hmm. Which you did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if Dragalge's alive, like, it has to be Dragon Tail.
right.
Or
And I
like,
was like, it might
Gunk
want to
Shot
switch it.
Poison, you know? Like, that's not real versus Pecharunt. Yeah, so really nice Keldeo win there.
So it's tied up all the way between UK and rest of the world.
The Ghost type forces the Dark type to get creative to beat it. Yeah, the Pecharunt actually famously takes 2 choice banded knockoffs from Meowscarada with like
Very
Culver. Or is it even with Boots? Can it do that?
I think you
forget.
can do it with. I think you can do it with Boots if you're max fit stuff because you take so little from the second knockoff.
Yeah. Shout out, man. So again, evening up the series, but we have something to react to first.
We have an interlude before that.
DPL Season 9 teams as a freestyle diss track featuring Dawn Midst. I'm so ready for it. Okay, let me pause my music. Okay. Is this all on screen? Almost. Let me adjust. Oh, this is actually... Oh, I thought that was picking up my Discord for a second. No, this is the video. Okay. I'm so ready.
I'm so ready.
Slime season.
Slime season, yep.
Y'all ain't ready.
I'm not.
Y'all ain't ready.
I'm not ready.
Me and Don about to go crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute so I can listen to it as well.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I can't
Slime
listen to it.
season. Slime season. Slime season.
Yeah,
Yeah, hit it, Don.
yeah.
Yeah.
Addison, right your pockets. You gon' get added hit. You might be good at mons, but when you play defense, you gon' be out of here.
Out of here, yeah. Zazo, you a hoe, and your whole team blow. Stay straight.
Yeah.
Deep. When we play, y'all, it's gonna be straight relief, yeah. Gonna leave y'all in straight disbelief. Yeah. Slime season. Slime season. Slime season. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
dig into this ass team. Dom.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. You built like Bill Nye, the science guy.
Oh,
You washed, you fried.
bars.
You never shoulda applied. Yeah. I don't even know why you still try.
Oh,
If you were a Pokemon, you flop like a dust cloud.
oh.
Yeah, dust claps like a JCM shadow. More like a deep ass fat hoe, yeah. Stay in the shadows where you belong. or I'm dicking you down like a bronzon. Yeah.
Bronze on, more like Bobber, just sitting there doing nothing. We all know that you're Zazo's child. Daddy gonna be mad when you go wild, yeah. We all know that you can't play for shit, so go ahead and deef on the fence stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of fence stick, Palkia, more like Tatsugiri the way you get eaten out. Yeah.
Okay.
Beef, your skid, you gonna wanna pout.
Oh, bars.
Yeah, pout like Devin, he reminds me of a Heatran. He fucking sucks and he can't even schedule a game. So he ducks, yeah. But me, Ethan, I fuck. Yeah, me, run into a wall, literally.
There's still a whole minute.
Beauty, you only on the team cause of JCM ugly ass. Yeah, get your ass on the bench for the season and relax. Yeah.
Yeah. Mishmash, Seth, more like mishmash, you smell like shit. Run up on slime season, you gon' get hit. Dog miss gonna make that ass split. Oh yeah, he gonna make you quit, yeah. Quit like emergency exit. You with the listapod, people gonna make sure that you are fraud.
Yeah. Hey, Seafmon, who the fuck is this? More like fucking Deefmon. Yeah. When you start making plays on that shippy BS.
Oh, slime season. Slime
season.
No, that is raw, dude. That is so good. Oh, that was great. I very enjoyed that. Thank you. Alright, we can go back to this now.
Nah, that was kind of vile what they did to Mishmash, bro.
That was not okay. No, I think JCM Shadow got it the worst, low key. That was a fire bar.
That was a fire bar. We're gonna do that for all the teams, bro? That's kind of fire. You know what to do, Alpha. You gotta respond.
Hey, only if they come after ZFG. Or do we all just like gang up on Skrelpers? That would actually be funnier, I think.
Oh, that would actually be fire.
Slime season is winning. I've seen enough. It's so true. I mean, they were pretty high in the power rankings. I think we had them like what, 4th? So
I mean, I think this gives them an extra point at least. You know,
yeah. So now they're like 3rd, probably. Anyways, we have Bacon versus Addison, which is like a pretty great matchup, honestly. 2 really great players. I think Bacon has been like really popping off in SV in every tour that he's touched recently. Right? And then Addison coming off of 8-0, right? So 2 players in form. In like a strong gen for both of them. Alright, excited to watch this one. Terras. We have Dragon Torn, Electric, Muck.
Torn and Muck. Yes, I think it was Halucha and
Gren. Yeah, so Poison Electric. Alright. Latios gonna lead off into Sandy Shocks. Shout out Sandy Shocks being walled by everything. Forces it out with a threat of T-Wave, I guess. Yeah, catches that correctly with the Tinglu. But yeah, Spike's lead, Sandy Shock's the only thing it's good for ever, I swear to God.
Yeah, dude, this one is so
it's so ass. Throat Chops the Rillaboom, okay. Would have preferred to trade a Hazard there. But
I don't think we have Hazards on this team, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it doesn't have Hazards? That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's like Whirling, Ruination, 2 attacks.
So just like AD?
No, it's clear. It was Covert Cloak for Gouging Fire.
Okay. Interesting.
Because you stopped right.
Okay, so we see Gouging Fire get in versus the Tinglu. Scale Shot comes out, but with grassy terrain up, yeah, this is not really gonna 1v1 the Tinglu. You just probably see a Ruination here. Misses the Rillaboom, which kind of sucks. That would have been really nice progress. But you do have the Torn to come in on this. It's not like the Rillaboom's too scary. Knocks off the AV.
You don't want to take it off
Yeah.
as your turn. So
I mean, you were going to have to either way, right?
probably. I feel like you could have gone Tink as well, maybe, but I forgot we were on Tink.
I mean, rocks do go up eventually, but now Shocks does get the second layer up. And, yeah. I feel like you could have T-Waved there as the Tinkaton. Do you not have it? Because it's locked into Stealth Rock.
I think we do. We just didn't click it. I'm not sure. I don't remember why he went Torn. In fact, I'm not even sure why he went Torn, but we definitely did have T-Wave.
Mm-hmm. Either way, Gouging Fire comes in. Tinglu taking even more chip. On a Dragon Dance, okay. So there's just going to be an Earthquake trade, I think. Gets a crit.
You Pretty big.
Shout out. I mean, did that matter?
I
mean,
think it
you would have
probably
gotten 2-hit KO'd by Flare Blitz, but then the gouging is very low. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's like Scarf Latios in this game. It looks like a reasonable set.
I think we were Scarf Audios, yeah. But you do get like a free switch in on the -2 Draco, right? And you can also preserve your Gouging Fire for Uxie. So it's a bit annoying for Addy, I'd say. You crit,
Yeah,
but, like,
I mean, the crit's never
it's
good.
not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we are Scarf Audi. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, crit's the Tinkaton on the Switch, though.
Yeah,
So-
so like this is also pretty annoying, right?
Yeah. And now Sandy Shocks somehow is forcing a KO? Hello? No, just gonna get
Please.
another layer, so... I mean, fair enough. Now you go Rillaboom? No, you go Gren, try to get the form off?
Yeah, I think that was the intention.
Yeah, Latios can't allow that.
So you're Scarf Audios,
Mhm.
so you switch on Predation. And you
Oh,
force the Gren.
30? AV Uxie?
Yeah, this is AV Uxie.
Yeah, has to be. But now you have the
Makes
Hazard
sense,
Sack,
right? They don't have a dragon resist on their team.
a critical hit Zen Headbutt, but the spin still comes out, so all the hazards are now gone. And now, what, you just, go for a
After
knockoff,
second.
sure.
Dude, imagine if we had Ice Spinner here, then we Ice Spinner on this turn.
Oh, that
Okay,
would
whatever.
actually be raw. I think you still go for the spin, though, right?
Well,
Or no,
yeah,
you-
after like
no, the next, yeah, that was after, yeah. Spinner would have been crazy here, actually. You would have just won the
Yeah.
game, I think. But either way, Torn comes in for free. Like, worst case is U-turn, which is what happens. Now Halusha comes in and is going to try to set up on Torn with Terra Electric, maybe?
yeah, I think that was Addy's game. plan.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get the +2. But now Muck comes in. It's at full still, so it should be able to take one hit. Yeah, not even close. Yeah, red card
Yeah.
forces it out. Haze, just in case another SD covers all possible plays.
Yeah. And this was a misplay this turn vs the Greninja.
Oh, this jab?
Yeah.
What do you think
You
the
just
right play
spam it.
is?
Spam Haze, or you can go Torn. You can go Torn to U-turn twice.
Maybe? Oh, going hard Torn is definitely wrong.
Yeah, this turn you definitely don't go hard Torn, right? Well, like if you see like if you went Torn on the SD turn, you can U-turn twice. And you
Yeah,
get two
yeah.
buffs.
It already revealed physical, so like... And you
Right.
have like
He
Fizdec
knows
Torn, so...
He knows that he just didn't account for Source Dance. And like
Yeah.
U-turn and just just make sure you never lose this exchange, and now he has
Mhm.
chances to lose because Addy gunk shot the Torn on switching.
Yeah. I mean, fire play from Addison, but also like it was preventable from Bacon's side.
I think like after the Halusha got phased, there was like 100% win passes that we didn't take.
Yeah. Now you have to like regen a few times, sack Mons, like...
Now it's like you gotta regen up your Torn to be out of the range of gunk shot. So you have
Misses Gunk,
two-
so... Game's not over. I think Bacon might even still be favored here, honestly.
Well, after the gunk miss, I'm pretty sure it was over, right? Because there's nothing else on Addison's team that was threatening anything anymore.
Yeah.
just Scarf wins. But I think we lived the gunk anyways after the 2 regens, but like this was
Mhm.
very preventable. You know?
And now you can just U-turn. Yeah, free regen.
Yeah.
And Latios comes in, no Draco resist.
Yeah.
Glizzy Glide doing
But the-
23.
Yeah,
Or,
the
yeah.
end game was a bit sloppy from Bacon, but it was the early game was
Yeah,
well
it
played.
worked out, I think. Alright, so this means that Rest of World is up 4-3, and Haba versus Blitz is game 8. So if Haba wins, you guys make it to finals, and if he loses, they go to tiebreak.
Yes.
And we do see a Carbink. Chad, is this foreshadowing? Anyways, Habada once again with this like Roaring Moon or Shifu.
Dark Sphere.
Yeah, Dark
Dark
Spam. Vikavolt for webs. I mean, there's a Tusk, but you do have the Sinistra spin block available. So you could go for a webs mode. I mean, webs does really mess up with booster energy mons because the webs goes up and then the booster activates, so you never get like a speed boost. Yeah, webs spin block seems pretty reasonable here. Let's see how it goes. Terra Grass on the Urshifu Dark, Terra Ghost on the Sinistra, or is it Terra Moltres maybe?
It's Sinistra. It's Sinistra.
Okay, yeah, thought so. And then on the other side we have Fairy Moth and Fighting Crown and Fighting Carbink as well. So Rotom going to lead off into Urshifu, but this is Terra Grass, so pretty clear Terra Blast angle here. Just goes for a close combat though. Great Tusk going to come in though. I mean, Terra Blast could have come out there pretty comfortably, but...
I mean, it's the same damage roll, right? Because it's 120 and then 80 times 2.
No, you get the stab boost on Terra Blast.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyways.
Well, no, but you also got the stab boost on the DC.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I mean, whatever.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not, but that's okay though.
Wait a second, I'm figuring this out right now.
It's CC is the same versus Rotom as Terra Blast, but versus Tusk, it's doubled. Right?
Yeah. Wait.
Or am I thinking this
no.
wrong? I might be thinking of like Terra Grass Trailblaze calcs. Yeah, because Trailblaze would be double CC. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. But Terra Blast is definitely stronger than CC versus both of these guys.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Stun Spore's the Great Tusk, so now this spin is like never happening once the webs goes up.
The CC was actually a favor for us to kill the 2 CC rolls, but
not willing to risk it, I guess.
Yeah, it was only assuming if it was a max face F on Tusk, which it turned out it was.
So Aloe just goes down immediately. And Moltres is also going to take a big chip to get the roar off. That was a lot of value out of an Iron Moth, I'm not going to lie. And Life Orb Rotom as well. I mean, we're dropping Mons very quickly here.
I was pretty sure that
Sinistra?
We just lost. Like, we were always using the Moth after we switched out.
Yeah.
Because the Mola was supposed to be the Moth switching, and then it didn't, do the switching very well.
Yeah, the Discharge was very strong with the booster special attack.
So I think we were always going to lose from this position no matter what.
Yeah, you CC to get a KO. Like, there's no CC resist at that point. Moon comes in, forces it out with Acro, but Vikavolt able to take 2, but this Dragon Dance is pretty free. Yeah, and now this next attack is going to KO. Does Roaring Moon just sweep this? Or you have Scarf Roaring Moon?
You have
Scarf and it wins the tie at least.
But then you'll see something more sinister happen.
Yeah, something much more sinister. So Terra Blast, Tusk forces the lock in there. And now Carbink is going to Terra Fighting. And it's a red card. Okay. Gets the Iron Defense up. Was it better to just CC the Great Tusk?
Which turn?
Here.
I think it was the same, no?
Well, CC is stronger versus Carbink. If it Terras.
I don't think it changed.
Yeah.
Anything.
Maybe it doesn't change it, but red card always body press here. Or no, you Iron Defense first. And then Outrage. Yeah, because
If it
If
wasn't
Terrablos
red
does
card, it might have
41,
been
then CC does 62.
Yeah.
So it would have lived anyways, this outrage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But then maybe
Like,
you
if
can
it
lock
wasn't-
into Wicked Blow and kill everything, actually. Depends on if it kills Rotom.
How healthy is the Rotom? 91.
91, but it's
Hardest.
offensive. But also the Iron Crown can just be faster than the Urshifu,
Yeah, I
right?
think the Iron Crown might just be faster. It's hard
Yeah.
as hell. I feel like it was pretty hard for us to win.
Yeah, so he
after
just
the,
won no matter what, I think, in that end game. Like, the Moth got way too much value early, unable
Right.
to pick up the pieces, but now my dock has run out of replays. I mean, appreciate the guy who puts this together, but we are missing the tie-break game, so we pull that up on the other monitor. Okay. Here's game 1. Alright, so another matchup between Addison and Bacon. So a little bit of rematch potential for Addison. This time the Talonflame and the Rotom are coming with the same draft, so benching Quaquaval and whatever else it was. I forget.
I think it was Latios.
Latios, yeah. Latios bench here. Because Screamtail does kind of put it in jail quite a bit. The speed tier is really unfortunate for it. I don't know, I could see it, yeah. Rotom versus the Terrapagos team. Always a good bring. Anyways, let's just watch it. We see Terra Electric Torn. We see Dragon on the Rotom. And then on the other side, it's going to be Terra Water, Ogerpon, Terra Fairy, Moltres. Right, Rotom leads off into the Moltres. Immediate Trick. Okay, so gets a Custap Berry from the Moltres. Classic Addison. Mostly aiming to just remove the boots, I think, because you can spin block the rocks. Torn's going to come in on this Lando Eye, pretty standard stuff. Sneasler comes in, forces out the Torn, which is usually not how that goes. But Tinkaton is Air Balloon, so it's going to steal the Scarf from this thing. So
I didn't
now,
actually like play that much. I don't think we should have done this.
yeah, I don't think the Torn was ever forced out there, right?
And Scarf Tinkaton ends up biting us in the ass pretty
Yeah,
badly.
you definitely don't want to take the Scarf at that point. Like, Torn could have just thrown off like a Hurricane or Bleak Wind or whatever
He was
you had.
afraid of U-turn Poison Touch Proc, I think.
Yeah, but like,
I think he also just wanted to take the Scarf, even though I don't think that's the correct play.
yeah.
I think Bleak Wind is mostly just fine.
So Tinglu comes in here, gets forced out by Lando on the taunt turn, so he catches that correctly. Now Bleakwind comes out. Is going to 2-hit KO after burn, but U-turn. Okay, Ogerpon's coming in. So do we call the Terra Water? Just click the Terra Blast, yeah. Not a 2-hit KO. And Ivy Cudgel definitely going to kill
There was
here.
a set we suggested that we didn't end up using was a physical Terra Blast Torn was like U-turn. And it can bypass us with F boost.
Yeah, it could have been.
Like 70%.
Yeah, it could have been big here. But regardless, Talonflame does have the Gale Wings active, so able to revenge it one time, or at least bluff it, right?
Yeah.
And now you turn on the Tinkaton, but it's Scarf. I mean, Scarf Tinkaton can take this KO if it wants, but it goes for rocks on U-turn. Okay, interesting U-turn. I don't really understand that one.
Well, I think it's the same either way. You get Ogerpon in for free, right? Because you're locked into rocks, and you get a free synthesis. Like, I think that was fine. Because you know it's Scarf,
I mean,
you get a slow U-turn.
The thing is, Gigaton just kills, right? So you could just be losing your Lando this turn.
Yeah, but like, you can also just go Ogre after Gigaton.
You can, but is it worth sacking your Mon for that?
But what else do you go to?
Then rocks are not up. I mean, you can go Moltres, right? Covers rocks and the Gigaton.
How healthy was Ogre? Moltres.
It's at 48, yeah. So you're either in before rocks, or you switch on Gigaton, get the Flame Body proc potential, and there's no fire resist outside of Talon. So
you can go Moltres as well.
Yeah. Anyways, U-turns clicked, which will allow a free synthesis. So, I mean, it worked out. I just thought it was maybe a little bit too risky. Now, Muck's going to come in here. I was going to say switch out Ogerpon. Okay, U-turn, yeah. So it does switch out on this. Doesn't want to, take a poison jab poison.
You see, like, our entire team was designed to not let Ogre come in. So, like we had T-Wave on the Tinkaton, and we have Pasho Berry Payback on the Tinglu that does 60 minimum to Ogre Pawn.
Yeah.
But like trick Scarf onto our own Tinkaton, and you'll see like the only time the Ogre came in this game was against the Tinkaton, pretty much. So it's like,
yeah, definitely
it's
annoying.
yeah.
Now you have to spin here because like the Moltres is dead without it. Like you lose like 2 Pokemon instantly to rocks. But now gets the poison, able to just protect, get more chip on this Terapagos. Should be a Starstorm here, yeah.
Great,
a little
wants to join the
chip.
call. Should we invite 100p to the call?
That sounds dangerous, but let's do it. Is he in? He's not in the VC here yet. I'll drag him over if he joins. Anyways, Starstorm able to 1v1 this Ting-Lu, but at the cost of most of your Terapagos HP. Now Tinkaton comes in. It's still slower after the Scarf, actually. Oh, because of the spin, of course. And now Ogerpon comes in after the Gigaton, and takes a struggle. But you're just going to kill with Trailblaze, yeah?
Yeah, and this Ogerpon kind of just wins.
Yeah, not much you can do at this point. You can go Muck and Fish for poison. But
Which is the right way, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it was pretty... Because you have to outplay
gets
Sims
it,
and then,
actually. But you can synth for free, like, this is doing less than 50 net.
Right.
So maybe, like, synth a few times, condition the non-protect. Because, like, if you synth on a protect at any time, your Ogerpon will just win the game on the spot.
Right,
And,
exactly. I think it's forced to poison jab away from the Muck users.
yeah,
to
so, like,
prevent
synth a few times, condition that, and then one time just randomly Ivy Cudgel one time before it gets lefties out of range, which is going to take a long time. But I think Addison was, like, very clearly favored in this endgame, so a timeout does not matter, I don't think. And even if this Ogerpon doesn't win, like, Sneasler also cleans up this endgame very comfortably. Right?
There's a chance
Actually, maybe
chance that Tornadus won this endgame, but I have inside info that it's offensive Scream Tail was Calm Mind, so I'm pretty sure that one.
oh, like booster speed, yeah, that would also just win the game. All right, and then now we have another game. This is going to be Gypsy versus iPro, so another battle of the boomers, you know. But this is actually the same matchup from before, so just a rematch, different player though.
This was the context I was talking about earlier. So a lot of sets in this game you'll see is like a consequence of the first game between Tynan and iPro.
Hello, I'm back.
What's up, Doogal?
Hello, dude.
And it looks like Craig is joining us. What's up, Craig? How we doing?
What's up? I'm doing fantastic.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Who's that? Who's that going?
Cypro, what a match!
What a match, right?
This is a Sogon Draft World Cup Finals tiebreak game 2. Or sorry, not finals.
Semis.
Semifinals.
Yeah.
Semifinals tiebreak game 2.
All right, let's see the Terra types though. So grass on the Dunsparce this time. It was poison last time. Then flying Urshifu, which was grass last time, and then water Zarude, which was also grass last time. All right, so water predicting like unaware Clodsire, I guess.
And just colors Landers as well, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And resist so.
I mean, again, Shaman lead, same as last time. Like, there's no Seed Flare switch in, right? Like, Iron Crown can come in, but it's just going to get leeched. And the drop, too, so you can actually just Earth Power if you want. It does go for Earth Power, but this doesn't get you anything as Gypsy. And Seed Flare actually gets the roll. So, Shaman once again getting a KO at lead. Like, this team is just weak to Shaman.
I guess we just didn't prep for offensive Shaman, honestly.
Again? Like...
Well, last time the Urshifu was like it was set up all for Urshifu, right? So.
Wait, is Mimikyu faster than Urshifu?
No, it's not.
Not
I'm
max.
surprised that the Mimikyu forced out the Urshifu.
Because at +0, it doesn't actually kill Mimikyu with Surging Strikes ever. So it threatens Wisp, which is
yeah,
clipped.
in like a hazard, like Wisp or T-Wave.
And now taunts the Clodsire, prevents hazards. I mean, this is a really good start for iPro.
Yeah.
I would have almost said you go Shaman this turn.
Instead of taunting, or
No, after the taunt, like instead of Lando, you go Shaman. I think that would have been maybe just another KO straight up. Regardless, rocks go up. Yeah, which is fair enough, right? Now Curse Mimikyu, I'm gonna put this to Dunsparce on like a timer, quote unquote, like 25 per turn. Not gonna be too nice to take. Now Shaman's gonna come in and miss Seed Flare, which is really big, honestly. Because that's definitely 2-hit KOing.
Yeah, it was definitely 2-hit KOing. So this was.
So
But
that
I think
miss...
it was also like, it was in range of like Crown anyways after. So like I don't think it changed much.
I mean, yeah, but you can also recover versus the Clodsire probably, or like force KO versus Clod.
I don't think it has sense. I don't think it has sense. Sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure he was just
gonna actually, yeah. Tailwind, yeah. Now this Urshifu able to take 2 Ice Punches just barely, and Surging Strike is gonna 2-hit KO the Metagross. I guess 6-hit KO, but same thing. Tailwind's now gone. Zarude's gonna come in. Terra Water and Swords Dance. Okay, but Terra Blast only does 35, so this is pretty free setup fodder. Just goes for a Terra Blast. I think they just made the decision in prep that this is not going to be Water Absorb, which is probably correct.
Yeah. I mean, you have to respect like other Terra types in Zarude.
Yeah. And that does look like unaware damage, so it's just able to jungle heal on this thing. Yeah, jungle healing. It's burned, so yeah, Yawn is gonna prevent this at some point, but yeah, it's gonna force it out temporarily. But I think the Zarude is inevitable at this point. Maybe not. Maybe you can contain it, but
Zarude is too low to be winning the game.
Yeah, actually, at 44 after rocks is probably yeah. It only really recovers versus this Claude, which will Yawn immediately. So you just take the Terra Blast KO. And now, is it in Val range? Might be close.
Sure, it's Val after all still.
Yeah, if it were like special Val, then maybe you would live. But yeah, with CC that's enough. And now it's a Valiant speed tie, and iPro wins. Yeah.
It comes to speed tie this game.
Yeah.
So Russell gets eliminated off of a speed tie. Val. I guess there was also missed chances because we were Spirit Break and they were not, so there was Zen type of missed chances.
Could you not have gone Crown first?
I was thinking that, but like I think you had to go to Val to revenge the Zarude, right? So
yeah.
Like our Crown has no way to kill Zarude at 43, so you had to go Val, and which.
Well, you vaulted earlier. I think you were faster and did 42. Yeah, vaulted 42. Or that was on a switch? No, it was just straight up faster. So we know the Crown's faster. Okay, yeah.
But I think we were
you
like
need to vault, yeah, and then Val comes in either way.
Yeah, so Val.
No, this was just cooked, I think.
It always came down to speed time.
Yeah, you're right. And then this doesn't kill the Spidef Landorus, which Spidef Landorus makes a lot of sense versus Val, so. Alright, iPro secures his team to finals. So shout out to that. And that's all of the Draft League World Cup games this week. We're going to have finals going on this current week. And so we'll do a watch party next Tuesday for the grand finals of Draft League World Cup. Unless it goes to tiebreak, then we'll wait 2 weeks, you know? So we can have all the games. Anyways, thanks everyone who joined me. Genius, doogal. loqp, he's gone by now, but thanks to him. I guess Craig's here for the last game. Shout out Craig. And that's going to be it for this stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out my server if you want like notifications for uploads and stuff like that. And then also in the description is the server link for DPL, which is the team tour that I run. We did power rankings at the beginning of the stream if you missed that. It's a fun time to watch DPL every time, so if you want to have fun spectating that, links down below. That's going to be all for me.